It's Operation Babble with Myke Shrews. It's pop culture, music, movies, TV too. It's time to explore life. It's Operation Babble time.
The crisis is here. It has arrived, Michael. And also two other people? Hi.
Hello.
So
yeah,
Michael,
I'm supposed to talk. Okay. Yes.
It's like, did you disappear?
Yes, I disappeared. The monitor zapped me back into existence.
Gross. That sounds sexual.
Oh yeah. Sexual as dark matter destroying every. Yeah, it's never.
Once you
we're
go
not
dark
even going in there.
Michael, once you go dark matter, you never go back matter. Shut up. So, Michael, I see that you brought two new friendly.
Yes, we got
voices.
two new guests today, dude. So our first guest is Tivis. He's actually in the Operation Babble group page on Facebook. If you guys aren't a part of it, join the damn thing today, now, right now. Facebook.com/group/Operation Babble. Tivis,
Now that we paid the bills. Now that he paid the bills.
Give yourself a good introduction, man.
Yeah, I'm in the group, making people angry with my liking of Aquaman a lot.
Oh, you're a bad man. You're a bad man.
Okay. And the other guest, if we want to call him a guest,
I want you to know-
long-time listener. He's listened to almost every single podcast. I'm not sure if you're up to date yet, but one of my baby brothers, Kenny, who looks older than me, but we're not going there.
Hey, that's rude.
Also,
It's the stress
Kenny,
of the job.
Also, Kenny, do you appreciate the fact he introduced you second?
Right.
Why even have nepotism if you're not going to use it? It's
Tivis
insane.
came first onto the thing, so I just introduced him in the order.
Right. It's my fault for being late. That's what it is.
Yes, and
Fair
I sent
enough.
him the link last too. So.
Rude.
That's very rude.
All right, so today, guys, what we're going to do, we've all watched the first 3 fucking episodes of Crisis, or
Yeah.
Crisis on Infinite Nerfs.
Nerfs? Can you get there, buddy? You all right?
I
How
had
was
a
that
stroke. I smell burnt cardboard.
Oh, I was like, you smell. I was like, what's that have to do with anything? Take a shower.
All right, so we're going to talk about Crisis on Infinite Earths, which can dive into anything fucking DC related at this point,
Yeah, pretty much.
because it's all there.
That show really
yeah.
wanted to stretch the knowledge of every nerd and reference that you could possibly come up with.
So, one cool thing I dug, though, every time they went to another Earth, like...
Oh, Michael, you're getting right into it.
Yes,
man. Like,
I'm getting
here,
right
how about
into
this?
it.
How about this?
No,
how about
no,
this?
no.
Tivis,
Yeah.
we know that you're in the
Yeah.
group. So maybe a little background, like maybe get your nerd credentials out
Oh,
there.
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
a little bit about
Besides,
yourself.
don't say you like Aquaman again, though. They might just turn this off right now.
Hey, to be fair, that means he likes DC, so this could be interesting.
It's
I'm
all
a
good.
huge-
I love Batman v Superman. I've praised it on here multiple
Oh,
times.
God.
And that makes you a bad man, Michael. So right now, both of you are on my shit list, but it's fine.
Hey, Kenny, you must like Justice League then, right? You you gotta be the third.
No.
But so Tivis, what you got, man?
Yeah, no, like huge DC fan. I mean, I really didn't get into comics in like the past 13 years, but when I got into it, I jumped head first. And sadly, I've read more Marvel than I have DC, but
Yeah.
I prefer those characters, honestly.
The Marvel characters or
The
the
DC, sorry.
Okay, yeah. No, it was funny because I can't remember who said it, but it was almost like Marvel feels better when you're an adult because like Tony Stark having a drinking problem. Like, what kid is gonna gravitate to that? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, then you got the Green Arrow and his sidekick with a heroin problem, but
Right? Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, true. Who if you had to put a stamp down, maybe one or two favorite, like the go-to DC comics that you have to like, characters or maybe like the New
Iterations.
World or whatever. Yeah.
well, I keep in mind I am like decades behind on both companies. But-
Fuck up. Whatever you like, man. We're
Yeah,
not going
I
to judge too
very
much.
into the lanterns, and Nightwing is my all-time favorite hero.
Okay.
All right.
What
Yeah.
what lanterns, like just green or like what
All
core?
of them.
All
That
the different cores.
horrible movie set me on this path of just like the concept of the character is amazing, even though that was a giant toy commercial. I just love the idea.
Did you ever see that animated one they like did a few years
The Emerald
back?
Knights.
I think that's what it was, and like they introduced like the red and blue and pink. And
Oh no,
all
you're
the
thinking of the
No,
animated
that's-
series.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
the
that's the
animated
one
series.
that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, no, I really love that.
I really enjoyed that one, man. That got canceled way too fast. I was bummed. I enjoyed
It
that one
did.
a lot. I enjoyed that a lot.
I would love to see like a green. Well, actually, they are doing a Green Lantern show, aren't they? For like
On HBO Max.
There's
Yeah.
rumors, yeah,
Which
yeah,
they
yeah.
better get like into all the lanterns. The entire lantern core would be dope. Like,
Well,
That's
if they can
the,
if they can at least get the green ones and yellow ones right, then sure.
I want
Let's
purple
start.
and everything.
Okay, cool. So we got a DC fan who reads comics. That's good stuff. We need that now. We move over to Kenny. What you got, brother?
Mostly more of a Flash fan.
Okay,
That's Michael's fault.
fair enough.
Go on. No,
So
wrong
I'm,
Like,
Flash.
assuming, so I'm assuming you've watched the '90s live action too. Then at that point,
Yes, I own it.
He actually
Yeah,
owns
boy.
it now. He started getting it because I was
Nice.
talking about it. I think.
I was like, he talked about it, I'm like, shit, I could find that on Amazon. I bought that like next day.
Yeah.
Watched it in like 2 days.
Awesome.
Which pays off for when you watch the second
watch
episode of the
Crisis,
Crisis, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
So
Oh,
it was the second or the third.
It's the third.
It's the
third.
third. Okay, yeah, third.
It was the
For
third.
some reason, I thought it was in the Flash episode, which
Yeah.
would have made
'Cause,
sense.
like,
but
Like I found these at like some
Oh, no,
guy's
wait,
like
that was the
garage sale
Flash.
down the street.
Oh,
got
yeah?
got some actual Flash comics here.
The Flashpoint. It's like the whole series, but I can't find the other one.
I can't help it, man. Flashpoint is so like pivotal to that storyline. I love it so much, and I like their like really like brutal animated movie that they did for it. That was
Oh,
cool.
that movie did it so much justice.
I just love it. Oh, would you almost say it was like a League of Justice? Oh no, he's done it.
no, it's a
Oh,
League of
God.
Assassins.
Well, and it was cool to see Aquaman actually be a fucking badass. you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And he didn't have to have the stupid hook hand to do it. I
No.
was like, that's neat every now and then, but I'm like, come on, man. I knew what you were trying to do, like in the cartoon. Like I think it was Justice League Unlimited when they gave
Yeah.
him the hook hand, and I'm like, come on, show. I know what you're trying to do.
But I believe that is based on the 90s comic where they did the same thing. I think it was the 90s. That sounds about right because that's when everything went extreme in the.
When they started getting a little more darker with
we
everything,
had to get gritty.
everything had to be gritty because apparently comics weren't just for, or weren't for kids at that time frame or some shit. I don't know.
And when they
These-
almost tanked themselves.
Yeah.
Marvel's still trying to do it.
DC's always trying to tank themselves, though. I feel like whether it's their comics, movies, or whatever,
Yeah.
they're always doing something that's like everyone's like, that's gonna fucking suck. And then everyone's like, I'm gonna watch it though.
And then Harley Quinn comes out, and you're like, I was right both times. It does suck.
Oh. No,
I actually
what,
just saw the trailer for that.
what really sucks is when, like, the Arrowverse shows do something better than the movies could. Like, the Suicide Squad episodes on the Arrow show
Yeah.
were
Oh,
so
yeah.
much better, like, done than the movie.
Well,
Man.
but they also had like characters that you gave a shit about, like having Diggle and Lila like leading around with
Yeah,
them. It's kind
but-
of like I actually give a shit about these two people, and you have the backstory with Deadshot and all
Yeah,
that stuff already
yeah.
built in. It's like with the movies, you're trying to do 3 episodes worth of stuff together.
With
But
the
then you watch
movie-
the animated one, they do it fine. I don't know how they fuck it up.
With
I
that
don't know.
fucking movie, they were just like, look at Will Smith's face. See his face?
And look at Harley Quinn's ass.
Yeah, basically. Anyways, that's not what we're here for. We're not here
Yeah,
for
sorry.
Harley Quinn's ass.
Always
Never
show
mind.
up for
I'm
Harley
gonna stop right there.
Always show up.
So
for Harley's ass.
Crisis happened, guys, and
It did happen.
as far as like keeping up with the entire Arrowverse of shows, we'll go from each person. For me, I've caught up completely. I'm up to date on everything. I actually didn't even start watching Arrowverse until about a year ago now, when I broke my leg. Yeah, I'm gonna milk that shit too.
Brought it up again.
I'm the Kevin Smith of the
Michael,
leg
did you break your
breaking.
leg once? I've never
Dude,
heard about
I broke
that.
my leg, and
Wow, that's crazy.
it changed my life. It made me fatter.
I wish I had that excuse.
Right? Dude, same.
But no, so I'm like completely up to date. I don't have like the years invested like John does, so I can understand sometimes when he gets like super frustrated, especially with story arcs. So let's go around the table. We'll start with Tivis, Kenny, and then John, you can say something for final words on it. But Tivis, where are you at with like the Arrowverse, and how long have you been into it?
I started watching it maybe a couple months into Arrow. I was actually catching up on Smallville at the time, and that first season of Arrow was just really good. But yeah, I've pretty much been with the entire franchise since the beginning. I'm not called a franchise. I know, whatever.
That works. I like
Yeah, but I watch it week to week. I don't get the channel for some stupid reason, so I have to go through other. I started not watching it very legally, shall I say? But
you have to call Jack Sparrow to help you get the episodes. I feel you.
You
but
can use the CW app though, can't you? Or like CW.com or some shit.
I can, but I feel like I want to give them because I'm getting so much enjoyment out of it. I want to give them some money.
With you,
so I get the
if
season.
you use the app or
okay.
stuff, you still but I know what you mean.
Yeah, no,
Like
I
you
go
get
through
iTunes and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I go
Okay.
through iTunes, and so I get like the extras and crap.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, now I want the fucking extras, but I don't want to pay that much.
Fucking nerd.
They're only like 3 to 4 minutes, so they're not
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
Better off
So-
buying a box sets.
So then, so out of all the shows, which one do you think is your favorite?
Legends.
All right.
Fuck
yeah.
Has that been since season 1, or is that more like you got a resurgence? Like after a couple
Definitely since season 1. They're all team based, but I feel like that one is more bang for your buck. The team in that one is so much further along than any of the other individual, team Flash, Team Arrow type stuff.
I feel that
Well,
one works better too as a team because it's designed to be a team show.
I agree.
Exactly.
They're
Arrow
like a
wasn't
crew.
necessarily built for that. Like how Diggle and Felicity weren't even supposed to be main characters on the Arrow show when it started.
Well, see, my problem is that it's like the team dynamic comes in, but then you're constantly coming up with bullshit ways to make everybody useful, and
Yeah.
like they forget that not everybody needs to be utilized in every damn episode. And like Legends does a really good job of that. It's like, hey, this episode's gonna be a Mick, Sarah, and whoever episode. This one's gonna be these 3 guys go off, and then we'll bring them all together at the end or something for fun.
I mean, Batwoman does need a team though to
But
make.
but Arrow though, like they had like Renee and Dinah and Hib, Diggle and Roy, and it's like, Jesus Christ, we don't need all 7 people to have a scene in a 40-minute episode. Like,
I mean,
stop.
I think they did that too though to give Amel like a break because there's a couple episodes that he's just not even in them, or if he is, he's just like there for like a minute or so, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, still, it's fine. Like, you don't always like Lois and Clark. You could have Lois heavy episodes and shit like that. Why not?
Yeah,
Like back in the day.
especially when she got his powers.
Yeah.
But yeah, Legends is a good call. That one's a lot of fun. I like that one.
Yeah.
It's like
Severely underrated, I think. The viewership for it is so much lower than it should be.
It is
It
pretty
is.
damn silly, though. I always tell people it's like when I watched it, it really gave me like old Buffy vibes. Like the show is kind of hard to swallow if you haven't like been with it for a little while and understand backstories, because otherwise it's just kind of silly. But
Yeah.
I mean, man, if you're willing to put the time in, you get a lot of good like character payoffs
That's-
and stuff like that.
That was the show that started me off in the Arrowverse. I started with season 1 of that, and then went back and watched Arrow and stuff like that, which was kind of cool because then I had like already been introduced to some of these characters, so I was like, oh, that's who. That's what that is, and shit like that. So it was pretty cool to do it that way, for me. But Tivis, what is your opinion on Batwoman? Have you watched Batwoman or no?
Oh yeah, no,
Okay.
every week. It's gotten a lot
sorry.
better. That's honestly the worst pilot I've ever seen for any of these.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I feel the best episode of Batwoman was in the crossover. And even
Yeah.
that was like the worst episode of the crossover. John's
which
over here
crossover?
thinking.
like, I
This
don't-
one, this crossover.
She's
Oh.
been in
Because
two
it was
now.
technically her episode.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was Supergirl's episode.
No,
Okay.
Supergirl was the first episode
Yeah.
Crisis.
Supergirl,
Um,
Batwoman, Flash.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, moving on, Kenny, where are you at with the whole Arrowverse, dude? Like, I know, was it you that was here when I started watching it, or was that Connor?
No, that was Connor.
Okay, because he started
'Cause
watching
he
it
was
with
on
me.
vacation down there or
Yeah.
whatever.
All right. So, anyways, another brother guy. Sorry, I have 100
Right.
of them. uh,
Just keep multiplying.
yeah. So where are you at with Arrowverse and like how like all the different shows and stuff? Like, which one is your favorite and all that crap?
Well, I'm up to date on Arrow and Flash.
Do you
I don't
watch
really-
the other two or other
I
three?
I'm probably like halfway through Legend,
Okay.
mostly because when I started catching up on it, I got busier.
Yeah. The nice
And
thing with
then-
Legends is it's not like every season is building towards that next story. It's like it's its own story within that 13 episode thing, which is cool. And then next season it's just a whole nother thing, which is awesome.
Yeah, I just never got caught up to it. But yeah, no. Besides that, I really didn't watch Supergirl mostly because like I just didn't really get into it.
Well, fuck you too.
But- Well, I don't know why I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
Because it's
My father
terrible.
watches
That's
it.
why.
Granted, the first
My
season is
6-year-old
pretty
daughter
bad.
watches it. That's who watches it.
There you go. That's probably the target demographic.
Probably. And then I watched one trailer for Batwoman and said no,
Fair.
no.
That's
And the nice thing too about those two shows though is you didn't even need those for this crossover. You really
No.
didn't. Because
I mean, there was a 4-minute scene at the end of Supergirl, but otherwise it's not been leading up to it at all.
Yeah.
Well, that's like even like they just popped lightning into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just like he's here. I was like,
Which they ended
Okay, like-
the last episode for him. They just
Oh,
wiped his world
That
out.
arc
so.
was getting so good, and then I feel so bad for anyone who just watched Black Lightning and saw that episode. They're gonna be so confused.
they're gonna be like, what the hell? Like, what?
I think it'll be good for the show. Maybe this will boost Black Lightning's ratings after this crossover is done. Hope maybe because
Maybe.
I
Yeah.
know they were on. This is supposed to be their last season. That's from what I heard.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well,
what,
the Earth is gone, so
Yeah.
yeah, all the Earths are gone now. Spoilers.
right.
Fuck, right?
All right. So what's your favorite one then, dude? Out of those, Flash, Arrow, Legends.
I like Arrow quite a bit,
Okay.
mostly because like it actually kind of interesting.
Mm,
Yeah,
After a few seasons of Flash, it just starts recycling quite a bit of the same story.
Yep.
that
All right.
doesn't help when they constantly choose a speedster for an enemy.
Yeah.
And then they just keep on bringing back Reverse Flash or whatever the hell his name
Well,
is.
what didn't help Flash was when they did the Flash Time episode and they kind of made him a freaking, what did you say, John? A god, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no reason he shouldn't be able to stop anything ever.
Well, that's always the biggest problem with the Flash. That's why it worked for the first 2 seasons, because you had this really cool overarching story with Reverse Flash. So you had something to keep you invested the whole way through. While you had a Monster of the Week, which works really good not only in like serial format, but in like comic book lore. You know, it's a one-off
Oh, yeah.
fight. Here we go.
Yeah.
Put him in jail. We
The
walk away.
Flash is kind of the best show for it because, in my opinion, out of all the DC characters, he has the best rogues gallery.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, but mostly just like on just like a TV like format type of deal is that like you're working with the Reverse Flash, you get your big payoff at the end,
Yeah,
and then you move into the second season and you get to build the world a little bit more. You get Earth 2, you get the doppelganger stuff, but you still have to worry about Zoom, who's a little more powerful, and you're like, okay, I can deal with this one more time because there's enough interesting stuff going on around it. But then after that, it's like once he beats Zoom, he's like God now. Like, he's so fucking fast. He can go in time. So like these weird moments where he's being just outpaced by somebody is insane. That's why you needed somebody like a DeVoe, or like, that's why Leonard Snart was interesting, because you had somebody who was either making traps for him or outthinking him versus being faster than him. Because then you have the cicada problem where it's like he beat him easily and then all of a sudden he just flies away. You're like, what? Why? What? This makes no sense. So I don't know. They have to nerf him a couple of times to like make the story progress, and it just gets really fucking lame after like 3 episodes. Well, I'm over it.
Really, as soon as they did that episode with the bomb, and the entire episode took place
Flash
in a
time.
matter of like 30 seconds or some shit. It's like,
Which is arguably one of the coolest episodes after season 2. I think I liked it.
It was cool, but it's just like there's literally
Where do you
no
go?
reason ever.
Right? Yep.
Like, people shouldn't even be able to freaking put the meta cuffs on him or anything. Like, there's no reason any of that should happen.
Yeah. It's silly. It gets really silly, really.
Yeah.
But I'd argue that's what happened with Arrow too. Like, it happens with a lot of these shows. I think the only reason why Legends works so good is because
it embraces it in a way.
Well, and I would argue season 3, it's a completely different fucking show. Like, you watch the first one. The first season's so like brooding and like a little bit more like drudgy, you know, especially because like I like Arthur Darvill. He was really cool. I'm a huge Doctor Who fan, so him as Rory was also. So him kind of being there was a lot of fun, but then it's like 2 kind of serious seasons, and then all of a sudden the 3rd season comes and it's like they're making silly jokes. Damien Dark's around. Fucking, it just gets really silly, and you're like, okay, I'm okay with this. It's something different, and especially because all the other shows tend to be a little brooding. It was nice to have something to laugh at for once.
And then they bring back John Constantine.
I like that. I like that actor as Constantine. So.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed his short season.
Yeah, it was a shame.
They have 1 or 2 seasons for that show.
Just 1, and it didn't even get
one.
completed. They cut it early.
That's
that was a shame. He's good. He's good at that character.
All right. Yeah. And he was a really cool cameo too when they first introduced him in Arrow, and then they didn't even bring him into Legends until like way later, like a season or 2 later probably. So I'm surprised. Like, granted, you know, he's an actor, he wants to work, but still, like, getting someone to come back. Like, DC is very good at getting people to come back, and that's what Crisis has shown.
Yeah.
And whether you like it or not, they're very good at, you know, convincing people to come back, whether it's for like a quick 2 seconds or anything.
I think the only person that came out saying no was the guy who played Lex Luthor on Smallville.
Yeah, he was busy at the time that they wanted him, because they were doing these cameo shots and stuff in the middle of summer still. Like, they were still shooting this stuff back in like August. So it's like,
according to him, they weren't even telling people. It was like, hey, can you just show up on this day? We don't know what you're going to do or how long you're going to be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be fair, a couple episodes, it kind of feels like that.
Yeah.
To be fair.
And Tom Welling's Clark was his cameo was cool. So we can talk about that as we talk about each part, I guess.
Yeah.
So
let's start from the beginning.
Start from the beginning. In the beginning, there was a multiverse. There was
elemental stones.
There was.
And
how did they start it? They started it with one of those stupid things.
It was one of those. It was one of the, from like the darkness. It was like
from the darkness there was nothing. It broke into the vast multiverse of stupidity.
That was really cool because it was almost word for word stripped from the first page of the Crisis comic.
Was it?
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. So I guess before we start into CW's Crisis, we shall play our theme song, because I'm not going to play it every single time that we talk about something stupid. So here we go.
What the fuck, CW? What the fuck, CW? What the fuck, CW? We love you so much.
But what the fuck?
But what the fuck? All right.
Every time.
I was not expecting that.
Every time.
When you've listened to 50 plus podcasts, yes, you get to learn what happens all the time.
I was in the middle of taking a drink.
A peek behind the curtain.
Oh man.
All right, so What the fuck, CW? No, not all these are what the fuck things, but there's some stuff in there that's just like, okay, really. So yeah, who wants to start this off? Like we're just gonna go all over the place, most likely, but let's try and keep it focused. This is gonna be a weird podcast for our listeners because we're gonna try and stay on one fucking topic.
I tried to get all the tangents out before we started, so now we can. You know,
remember that scene that looked like the thing from Terminator, and we'll talk about Terminator.
Given Tivis's knowledge,
Yeah.
hey, you wanna
Start us off?
Yeah. How about you run us through here? See what you, especially get some initial reactions from you guys.
I mean, just that opening first couple minutes, that boom, boom, boom of all these worlds being wiped out. I mean, just in that alone, there's so much lore. I mean, first of all, you get their DC Universe app promo characters cameo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then we also get, you know, the '89 Batman was referenced, including that guy sitting there reading the newspaper. He's actually Robert Wool, I think is his name.
Yeah, it's Knox from the first Batman movie.
Yeah, he's reprising his character from the film.
The reporter from the original Batman movie.
Yeah,
Not the original, I should say, the Tim Burton Batman movie. That's why it's called Earth 89, because that's the year the movie came out. They're really like lame with some of these Earth numbers, but okay.
And the Titans being number 9, that the guy who created all this, that was his 9th show. I forget his name.
That's the same dude who does Arrow and stuff, isn't it? I thought.
Yeah. He's that's
the
9th DC show.
Yeah.
That's insanity.
And then they did it with the Birds of Prey intro. I think that's the first one that was introed, right?
Birds of Prey was part 3.
Part 3, okay.
Yeah,
so we'll get there later.
I think Burt Ward.
Yeah, Burt Ward was next.
Ward, and they did he was Planet 66 or something.
God,
I think.
fucking holy crimson sky of death. I was like,
yeah.
It was corny and too corny at the same time because he was wearing like that stupid sweater walking the dog. I was died. I was like, oh my God, it's him. It's so great. But it's
if you looked at the cars, they're all retro. And the dog he's walking is a German Shepherd kind of homage to Ace the Bat Hound.
Yeah.
And also because Burt Ward does charities with big dogs. So it works for him as well.
You know what, though, they're saying with the 89 Batman thing is that bat nipples are canon in the Arrowverse.
Oh, yeah. I heard that from
But I do have one complaint on that cameo. Because on the newspaper that Knox is reading, it says Batman caught Joker, but Batman actually, Joker's dead in that realm, that universe.
Oh, shit.
But that's just a little...
retcon some stuff.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Or maybe Joker didn't die and he was just taking Arkham because he couldn't die from falling that far, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? But just little things like that I picked up on. So, continue, man.
So from that, you know, we pick up with I believe it was where Arrow left off, right?
On Purgatory?
Yeah, with
was it
Harbinger?
Was it Arrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they do like the end scene from the last episode of Arrow.
And they cut out a couple, kind of shorten it so we can just get right to it. Yeah. Because that's pretty much where it goes right to it.
Man, can we, like, it's still like super early in it. I was getting annoyed because obviously like the crossover is supposed to be this event for like people to come in and check out. But man, could they have written the dialogue a little bit more for the actual fans? Like, if I had to hear everybody call Lian Yu and Purgatory in the same scene every single time they talk about it, I wanted to kill myself. I was getting sick of it.
Yeah.
I was like, I know it. I know what Lian Yu stands for. Stop it.
And they
Stop
kept pushing that even in the last couple episodes of Arrow too.
Ugh.
Like, it means purgatory. You know, I was like, okay.
And we come back to that again.
And we come back to it again and again and again.
Well, it's because they do this stupid plot point that requires us to get the biblical sense of it, which is fucking annoying.
Right.
It's like, show, I get it. You think I'm dumb. Let's move on.
And they keep going and doing it too. Just wait. They'll say it one more time, like on the final episode when Oliver finally is like really just gone, or whatever.
That's gonna be. That's
he's
gonna be my
be
biggest
on
hang up.
Leanne Yu.
That's my biggest hang up with that first episode, by the way.
Okay, so let's
But
go.
we'll get there.
Let's go through it then. Go through it. So they intro this with Arrow.
So Harbinger shows up.
Takes
now-
them.
I forget the exact order, but she goes and collects the other people, the Flash and Batwoman. And what I really liked about this is after she gets them all together on Earth 38 with Supergirl,
Mhm.
Batwoman punches Harbinger.
Yeah.
They try to keep the character story arcs going,
Mhm.
while they're, unlike, other companies out there wrestling where they just forget everything. But they,
Yeah, I thought that was actually good because no one else was gonna
Yeah.
fucking hit her because everyone else knew her, anyways.
she's
And
just
why
being
not
thrown
let
into
the?
this.
Yeah.
I was fine with that. Man, her introduction was so silly. Like her jumping on the truck and like, where's Alice? I'm like, oh my god, why do we need to we don't know about she could just be fighting the stupid bunny people or just like breaking up a thing, and they have her do like this weird Batman esque she's in the shadows moving around
Yeah.
and they can't find her. She's out in the middle of a fucking street. Where are you hiding? Just because you're doing close-up stupid cuts does not make this work.
I actually like the way that they shot that though because it's finally they're shooting her fight scene kind of like what a Batman fight scene.
But
should
it
be.
makes no sense. You can't do that style of fighting disappearing in the middle of a street. That's
She's
lit
going
up.
under the truck. And,
Yeah.
and next
I
to the
understand
truck
that there
and-
was smoke and smoke grenades and stuff, but it was a pretty well lit street. She could have at least broke the street light or something.
Yeah, something.
Gotham.
It was just like
streets of Gotham.
it was just like her episode when she was fighting them and had to use night vision. I was like, the whole room is lit up. What do you need night vision for?
Yeah.
It was so stupid. Sorry. Anyway,
Kenny,
if
do you
fi-
have anything to say about
if you guys figure anything out, a lot of my stuff is going to be more of on a technical thing, and then I have a few gripes on the story. But other than that, it's eh. All the comic book references are you guys. And that's actually
there's
what
not
makes it
really a lot of
clever.
story though between these 3 episodes.
Maybe.
A lot of
You're
it's
banking-
just
you're
fan
banking on a lot of-
service.
You're banking a lot on preconceived
Yeah,
notions of all the characters.
but
There's a lot. There's a lot going on in this stuff. I don't know. So you're showing up in Supergirl's world, and they all kind of have their moment. A lot happens really quickly. It's kind of.
it happens. I'm trying to remember the first part. Because they jump into it right there. Then she just instantly takes her mask off. It doesn't fucking matter anyway. She's on a whole nother universe.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'd be fine.
But
Yeah, she grasps it really quick.
yeah. One thing I do have a issue with, and it's mostly because of the Batwoman show. They never got to the part in the show that took place during Elseworlds.
Oh no, they got to it. Episode 4, I think, took place after Elseworlds.
But when did they ever lock Alice up? They never locked Alice up, and she
No.
got
Oh, yeah, no.
she broke out in Elseworlds.
Yeah, she got
No,
out
that
of the
was Psycho Pirate.
I swore that was Alice in there.
I don't think they mentioned her in the Elseworlds. I can't
No.
remember. I swear that was manufactured for her.
Oh no, yeah,
Series.
you're right. It was okay. But still they didn't okay. Okay.
Which kind of irritates me because Psycho Pirate is a key player in the Comic Crisis, and we don't see them return at all.
Yeah.
What was the point of even? We still got 2 parts to go.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got 2 parts, and a lot of shit happens in these episodes.
Yeah.
a lot.
In episode 2, there was 3 or 4 different story arcs going around that should have been each of their own episode. It's
Probably.
crazy. So episode 1, they all get together, then they start doing their thing. I don't even remember how they Flash shows up, Arrow's there.
Because all I remember is the fucking demons, the flying demon thing,
Yeah.
which
The horrible
like-
demon things.
I don't even remember how those got. I seriously don't remember that episode like at all. Like it was just so.
They don't
meh.
explain where those come from neither, do they?
They just show up.
I don't know if they explain it in the Comic Crisis either, but I do know their origin.
Yeah, it's okay to have the origin in the comic, but for like the people that don't read the comic, it's kind of like, what the fuck are those? Where'd they come from? Where's it? That's the one thing I hate about like comic book movies and shows and stuff is they assume everyone has read every iteration of all this stuff that they're gonna automatically assume this. No, there is a little area where exposition is okay to say what the
Yeah.
hell these things are.
Well, especially because you don't. There's no stakes. Like I don't know what's involved. It's like you have 500 of these flying fucking demons, and I'm like,
And they're getting
They're
killed by
they're
arrows.
yeah. I go, okay, so that's a thing. Okay, that's fine, but I need to know why that's happening.
Right.
And
And then, I have an issue at the very end of that episode, the first episode. So let's get to there as soon as we can.
Oh, we lost Kenny.
That's all right.
oh,
He'll be
okay.
back. Oh,
Yeah,
there he
I'm
is.
trying to, because I honestly just try to remember because it's just like they all just get pushed together. And was Lex in that one? Is that when he has the book already?
No, Lex
That was
doesn't
part
show up
two.
until the second
So
part.
the second one?
Yeah, because he's
So-
in the monitor's like place that's outside of time and all that shit. So, because that's where he's keeping
Yeah, 'cause
Lex
he
the
had to go-
entire
You
time.
had to go get him.
Yeah.
God, I'm like, yeah, really? I just remember them all just having to set everything up, and then the demons come, and then you have your goofy.
The first
ending.
part was pretty much all setting up what's going to happen and fan service. Because I mean, you got the Shadow Army, the giant tuning fork, which didn't look like a tuning fork.
Yeah.
What was the
I don't-
building too in Supergirl? Because I don't remember that building ever being mentioned before in Supergirl. So I'm not sure. Like the big
Which building
tower,
is that? Oh, the one that pops out of the ground.
is that where it came from? I must have
Yeah,
missed
it
that.
rises
visual.
out of the ground. Was it Harbinger says that at the beginning of time he placed instruments to help defend the multiverse on Key Earth.
Yeah,
Okay.
It was like an anti.
So just random
thing or
Earths are
something.
key Earths because they don't like show up on other Earths.
Yeah, get fucked. Yeah, get fucked. Shitty.
It's
shitty
like,
Earths.
okay, the Earth that has superhumans on it, we're just gonna put it there.
Well, that's still the joke, right? Like it's funny that our reality is Earth 1. Like fuck everybody else.
Right.
What's it like to be number 2?
Well, it's implied to be in other locations because they say Flash and whoever, I forget who was with him, are on recon checking out the other ones.
Yeah.
Mhm. Also, they do mention with the Pariah when he's like giving his exposition stuff. I don't know if
Oh,
it's in the first episode, but he says something about like how he's the one that released the anti-monitor, and that's why this wave is coming through. But Earth 2 was destroyed before all of that. Now, I don't know if that was the monitor who destroyed Earth 2 or what. Because then later they say, well, Earth 2 was his test Earth or whatever. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, so make up your mind. Who the hell destroyed this Earth and when
Exactly.
did he destroy it? You know, the time frame doesn't make any sense. So,
And I'm trying to think. We had yeah, we lost Argo. That was it. That was the big thing. We lost Argo, and Lois and Clark had a baby, and they sent their baby off.
that was 2, wasn't it?
No, that was the
No,
first
that
one.
was one,
Okay.
and that
Oh,
was
yeah,
actually,
yeah.
that was mirrored from the good Lex Luthor in the comics, sending his kid away, becoming Alexander Luthor later on.
Can we talk about like what a way? And this is a big problem that Supergirl's having, and it's going to be a running thing with Batwoman throughout this crossover. Is goddamn, it's got to be annoying that I have 2 minutes of a scene with their Clark and their Lois, and their chemistry is so solid that like I'm like I want that show, and it takes me to these characters.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well, we're
eh.
getting it.
I hope so. I don't know if it's still rumor or whatever. Anytime anybody says
I believe
something,
it was greenlit.
I want it, man. I like Tyler, and then then they do another silly thing, putting Brandon Ruth back in the suit,
Which was the stupidest thing DC could do, because now I just want him in the fucking movie or his
give
own
me a movie
show.
Or show. I want his show. Brandon Ruth is like the perfect Clark Kent.
And they don't even have to worry about casting another Lois Lane, because his Lois and all those characters are dead. They could just start from the Kingdom Come storyline right then and there.
Or just use Crisis as the jumping off point to start it. You can reset for him. You can find Lois and shit again.
But if they morph them all into one world, then we get like 5 different Supermen in one planet. That'd be awesome.
I'm still skeptical of that happening.
I don't think
especially
they're
since,
going to.
No,
If Black Lightning continues, it's filmed in Georgia and everything else is in Vancouver.
Yeah. The reason I can tell it's not going to happen that way is because it would limit so many of their storylines then. Because so many of their story arcs revolve around Supergirl's world stuff not taking place on Earth 1, and because all these heroes, that's way too many people that try and be like it's where Endgame, it's where the Avengers kind of get in, like, oh well, why didn't any of the Avengers go and help Spider-Man in the last Spider-Man fucking movie? Like, that's where they would get involved if they morphed everything into one world.
And and then that was the moment where I was starting to realize, and it was so quick too into it, that I was like, I feel like either the actors are not getting a chance to take this as seriously as they wish they could, or their characters aren't being written well, because it's like their planet just got destroyed again, losing Argo and all that stuff. It's like Supergirl should be devastated, and Clark should just be they should be a bigger mess, which would have if her acting was better or the writing was better for her character, her little back and forth about whether or not using the book later would have been a little more intense. But it just the concept just comes and goes and comes and goes, and it's I don't.
It kind of did it with Brandon Routh though in the second one, where he comes back onto the ship and just slams his fist down and pissed off. I was like, that's fucking dope. And
but
then
that's
they
a good
switch
actor,
it
though.
up.
That's what happens when a good actor understands his character.
Yeah, but then they
thing.
switched it up with oh, I just gotta keep on trucking and figure it out. No, stay
But
pissed,
that's who
dude.
Superman is, though.
Stay,
that's
no,
who he
I don't
is.
give a shit.
You're silly. You're so silly.
Maybe they should have had freaking Snyder's Superman show up.
And I'll even take and especially because the hope thing with this sigil is so corny and used in everything. I did enjoy their reasoning for the black symbol. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I thought that was neat, because I thought they were going to make him super evil the whole way through. I thought he was going to be this menace that you were going to have to deal with on top of Crisis. And it was just for a little bit in the second episode, but
Which was awesome.
it was, God, I just like Brandon Ruth as a good guy, man. I really do. He's a good Clark. He's a good Superman. And I like Tyler, don't get me wrong, but Brandon Ruth's on another level. And him looking like Christopher Reeves does not hurt.
Yeah.
And he's huge. I didn't realize Brandon Ruth was that big.
I think that Superman suits adds on stuff too, but yeah, he's still pretty big.
Maybe, though. He looks
Because
massive.
even
in that
as
thing.
Ray Palmer, you can tell he's trying not to look so big when he's Ray.
They're giving him a bigger coat and shit that so he doesn't fill it out. But he's also tall. I didn't realize how tall he was.
Yeah.
He has a presence.
And then those
it's just-
Superman
it's
boots,
neat.
those add probably another 2-3
I'm
inches.
sure. Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it was neat to kind of have them all. You got Arrow, and they bring all the, and then in the first episodes where they go and get Myke on the time ship, right? And they get the one that has. Is that part 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's finish up for the first part, because some shit happens in there.
Honestly, the only thing I remember is the end.
The end.
first
That's
one, really.
really all there really was, because there was no. They had little parts with Luther, Luther's sister, Lena. Yeah, Lena Luthor.
I remember that.
And that's about it. Which she's gone anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Which, the Supergirl. I get why they did this stuff with Supergirl though, and later on, trying to get her planet back. She needs to get her planet back because that's all she fucking has. She's on a spaceship now with 2 other Supermen. Who's gonna pay attention to Supergirl or Superwoman when there's those 2 guys? But at the end of that episode, Arrow dies. The first episode, and.
Ugh.
So let's go around the table on thoughts on that, and I'll go last because I want to hear what y'all say. So
Well, how about Kenny?
Yeah,
You've
let's
been a
start
little
with
quiet,
Kenny
my guy.
first because Kenny ain't really talking. He's just listening. He's like, oh, this is one less
He's
podcast
absorbing,
I
man.
have to listen to.
He's gonna drop an amazing knowledge bomb on us at some point.
Right.
That's what I'm expecting.
Go on, dude.
I don't know. It's just kind of like they're doing their own version of kind of like Endgame. They're just like, here, we're gonna kill off our main guy at the end.
And it was like
Kill him now. And they made him. They're like, oh, he sacrificed himself for everybody. But then they say he saved half. I'm like, you kind of underwhelmed yourself at the end.
That was the other thing too, man. It just
They're like, oh well, he saved an extra like
billion
3 ships. Like even shows 3 ships going through. Like,
Yeah.
okay, he could have just said forget it because you didn't even save everybody anyways.
Right?
I'm turning my mic off until you guys are done.
Like he could have saved everybody if you're doing that, but at that point, it's like you're already too late. You already missed half of the planet.
Yep.
You saved an extra like 100,000 people. Ooh.
They say like he saved like an extra billion.
Yeah,
Or something like
it's
that.
like okay, but you still didn't save everybody, so still mute point.
Or like 3 billion extra or some shit.
I kind of
Look at the
feel you.
total.
I kind of feel you with that. I'll elaborate a little bit on that in a minute.
But he only was fighting for how much longer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like 2-3 seconds.
That's what it felt like, right? Like
It did. It was like they pulled the other people out, and then he's like, "I still have to fight." And then he's like, "Oh shit, I'm out of arrows."
All right.
And then they cut away, and
I was like, it wasn't very long at all.
No.
Yeah. All right, Tivis, your thoughts on that whole? I got so much.
I'm the optimist of it. I loved it. I absolutely loved every second of that. I watched that first before the other 2 parts, and I was just like, this is amazing. But I do agree, I think that was kind of added to add to the what's the word I'm looking for? The
weight maybe, or the
menace of what is happening. It's like he saved this many people, but look at how many people we lost in the process, and him. It's like, this is not an easy fight. But one thing we forgot about was when Harbinger collected the legends, Ray and Sarah. That guy who was doing trivia, he's from the Tick, the Amazon version.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That was a good introduction too, man. They really get the legends stuff real good.
Oh,
They
yeah.
Really do. Well, I'm glad you're here, because we need that optimism, because I fucking hate that ending. It's so dumb. It's like, so already just on a technical standpoint, which like the 2 episodes I was watching before going into Crisis with Arrow, they were making really sloppy like cutaway mistakes. So like he's got like a full quiver of arrows, he gets hit, and then all of a sudden they're gone. Which I'm like, that would be fine if you gave us like a little cutaway shot of maybe like some of the arrows spilling out or just something.
I have an issue with that ending episode, but
And then you have but then okay, so and the problem is some of this is a little meta, so you got to kind of take it for what it's worth, I suppose. Is that we all know that this is the swan song for Stephen Amell as Arrow. Like that's the point. And let's be fair, how do you not make the end game comparison? That's kind of what we're doing. And we know that he's about to go out. So not only are they doing him a disservice because they're really pushing Mia and William and all these other people to take the mantle. So they're kind of undercutting him. It's like, it's the end, but not really. And at the same time, you have 5 parts. And now going into 3 parts of those 5, you kill off the guy we all want to see.
yeah.
Why? Because we know you're going to bring him back. Because he has to have his goodbye. So you've already made us watch him die, but it wasn't even that sad. You know what I mean? Like there could have been a better setup for that. Maybe like made it feel a little more permanent by having more of the actors around that were with him.
Yeah.
Like a Diggle, Lance, and maybe somebody else. It's like it would have been nice to have more. Like,
well, they didn't even
thank God
tell
Barry
Diggle
was
he
there.
died until.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, in a storytelling standpoint, you know he's coming back, and I can't wait for the stupid way they're gonna bring him back. But on top of that, I go, you cut out your main guy for almost 2 full episodes, and that's what I'm here for, is to see him. I mean, obviously, I want to see all the stuff with Crisis, but like at the same time, we want to see him go out. We want to see him act. I want to see him going around in his element. And you cut him out for 2 fucking episodes, and like and then it's gonna take away from his weight when he inevitably, assuming, dies at the end of this. And you're like, you already did it. He's already dead. Like, what are we doing? So I don't know. I thought it was cheap. I thought it was a cheap and lazy way of doing that. That's
Okay. Regardless of all of that shit, goods,
Yes.
the bads, the
Yes.
the whatevers. There was an episode of Arrow this past season where he was being tested to just not do anything.
Yeah.
Their Groundhog
What
Day
the fuck
episode.
was the point of that if he's just gonna fucking ignore it and be like, I gotta keep going, I gotta
Right.
figure it out, I gotta kill myself.
Well,
On top
and-
of that, no, wait.
yeah.
The Monitor zaps away everyone else back to the ship but fucking Oliver. Why not zap his ass back too? Say, no, fuck you, dude. We
It's
need
because
you.
he zapped him with the arrow. That's why. He kept him from doing it. But the whole thing was
But-
is that. But I was going to say, I wanted to go off of Kenny's thing. The whole thing, it's like, well, he saved another billion people. It's like, why just show? Why couldn't you just let him save everybody?
Yeah.
Like, let him have that win. One last win. And it would have made his sacrifice worth a damn. It
Yeah.
would have maybe made it a little more sad. And like, because you're still going to lose all the other planets. We're losing other billions. So we understand the weight of the situation.
But my whole
And-
thing is still they wasted an episode of Arrow trying to, like, he needs to learn to not do anything, and then he still just does everything. He goes completely off of what the Monitor was trying to teach him in that.
I could agree. I
episode.
could agree with that. The other,
It was
the other
so
thing was,
stupid.
Can I interject here?
yeah,
I think it was not really the not to do anything, but just accept your fate, that
yeah.
it can't be changed.
Yeah, but
and,
your fate's not
he
supposed
didn't-
to be getting killed right there on the rooftop either.
well, it was soon though, because if you were at the end there, he's like, "It's time, Oliver." So he was going to send him to wherever he was supposed to die.
Maybe
Maybe.
that we'd have to.
Can we just
assume
say
that,
Oliver Queen needs to get out of his own ass and stuff?
I would just go. Obviously, I think I know what the Groundhog Day episode was. Just a reason to bring back Quentin
Which was
And-
awesome.
and do all that.
Oh, yeah.
Which
But
I
they
love
could have
that
done
episode.
that on any other Earth too.
I don't know. I really just enjoyed that episode,
Yeah.
man. Because then he actually got to be the Quentin that we know with all of his memories and him getting to actually have a good like. Because I remember texting you going the best way I could have gone when he has his talk with Laurel
Yeah.
about he died protecting her. I'm like, fuck you, show. This is amazing. Like you're doing such a brilliant job. Like that was so well done.
Yeah.
But I like the idea that, you know, because it's the same thing Barry has to deal with. But the fun part is Barry accepted it. Oliver never could. And like, it was so weird to see that dichotomy because usually
Yeah.
Oliver's the other way around and Barry's the guy. He's like, I'm going to fight. I'm going to go. I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah,
But you spend like half a season of him accepting it, which I thought was cool.
I didn't put that together.
Yeah.
I just thought that was neat because you know I even remember texting you halfway through the Groundhog Day Arrow one going,
Yeah.
I called it, man. I'm telling you, right now he has to do nothing. He has to, and that had to be the moment. I thought it was just well done, and then you go into Crisis, and it's like, okay,
Half the build up to Crisis meant nothing for what we've seen so far.
I could probably say some of that because a lot of Flash stuff.
The Flash stuff did. The Flash stuff pays off. They used it as drama, of course.
because you just get a building of their personalities.
I
going
don't
into
like
it.
seeing the Flash being all brooding. That's the Arrows thing, dude.
Yeah, but I
Like-
think that was the point. You have
And
to, you
I
have
shouldn't
to
even see that's the Arrows thing. That's this version of the Arrows thing.
Do you mean they're Batman? They're fake Batman.
They're Batman. I'm Arrow. But yeah, I don't know. It could have been done a lot better. And to do it at the beginning, everyone knows that he's not gonna stay dead. And of course, we've all seen the other two parts, and we know that he goes off into of course purgatory, and then off with the Spectre.
Yeah, I'll say I like the scene because I think Amel's kind of one note as Oliver, but I think he hits that note pretty well. At least definitely above average. I enjoy watching him act.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the scene and I like him making the choice. I just felt like it was a cheap storytelling tactic for what they're doing right now. That's all.
It was quick.
Mm.
It was just quick.
It was fine. It was whatever. Definitely not the most egregious thing that happens.
No. Episode 2 has the lot of that
let's
shit.
let's get to episode 2 because I finished episode 2. I remember last night. I was like essentially live texting Michael for the first 2 episodes.
And then you shut up, and then I was like, "Oh wait, did they kill you?"
Yeah, I finished an episode. And I'm like, Michael, I'm having a brain hemorrhage. Send help! And I quit, and I had to leave and go hang out with some friends. So I went MIA for like 2.5 hours. He's like, "Did you die?" I'm like, "My soul did."
There is so much tribute to DC in episode 2, though.
There's
more
so
so
much
than the other
shade.
films.
The whole thing is
It's, like,
nothing
really
but
good.
tribute.
Yeah,
It's all homage. It's all everything. And for that, fucking hat off to them, man.
it is impressive.
And
fun to
even the stuff that I dislike in episode 2, which we'll get into, I still appreciate it for what they did for the fandom, I guess, or like the tribute to DC and
Oh.
everything.
We forgot something.
Oh, what?
They, Sarah, Brainiac 5, and Lois have to go get Jonathan, their kid, from
Oh yeah, from Oliver
Earth 16.
and Earth
Yeah.
in 2046. From old Oliver.
Oh yeah, that was kind of a cool scene.
And can I tell you this? As soon as they said, we'll jump back to that. As soon as they said like their Superman's baby was off in the future, I instantly was thinking, I was like, oh, they better not ruin it. I thought they were gonna turn Brandon Routh into his kid in the future, like a grown up of him.
Oh,
and I was just like, they better not fucking do that. Thank God,
Yeah,
they
that
don't
would've been
have
pretty-
my dumb mind, because I was just like, they best not do that, man.
That was another moment actually where it's like it just proves like when you can tell who the better actors are in the show, and
Yeah.
also the ones that have the better chemistry. Because man, Sarah Lance talking to Oliver,
Dude, I
That's
think
just
all
good-
the actors on fucking
just good
Legends
shit.
are like on point, dude.
they are.
There's
I
like
think they
really
are.
no, but I mean, especially doing the corny stuff they do, but still like having serious moments. Their show has
balance
got to
it. They
be
balance
the
it well.
best, dude.
They
I don't
balance
know.
it really well. I
That,
mean, there's just like oh yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say that one scene also retconned an episode from season 1 of Legends
Yes.
with Connor Hawk,
Yeah.
where it was
Oh, yeah.
originally an alternate universe. Well, now it's an alternate Earth.
And,
Yeah.
and I think he still had his arm too.
He still
and
had
all
his
that.
arm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. They did a bunch of different changes with that future, but I would say Legends is always changing time.
Exactly. That's why I was
Yeah.
gonna give that one
Yeah.
a pass because it's always kind of fluid.
Because it's
but
like, okay, we're going into the future. Here's Queen without one of his arms, and then it's like, oh wait, he doesn't live to that future anyways, and oh wait, this whole city's completely different than that future anyways from the future flashbacks we've
Yeah.
been getting, or flash forwards, whatever. So I would say, what, the future isn't written for them, I guess.
Yeah.
Is kind
Sure.
of what they were trying to say in the first Legends, or at least that's what the guy was trying to
Yeah.
get to happen. But no, so yeah, the thing with Sarah and Oliver in that scene was awesome. It was
They're just good
heartfelt
actors.
and
Their
everything.
chemistry is solid. I love watching those guys act. Whenever you see like the core characters interact, like Barry and Oliver, or like Sarah and Oliver, or Quentin and Laurel and Sarah, like those
Yeah.
guys just have their characters and they're good actors. Like you can see all the weight that
Yeah.
they have from all the years of doing it, and it's really impressive.
All right.
And then you cut to a scene with Kate and Supergirl, and I want to kill myself.
All right, let's jump into episode 2. And I'm going to say this right now, right away. Can I tell you how happy I was to see Ralph not get sidelined this crossover? I was so
Right. Oh,
fucking
yeah.
happy that he got to be in the crossover. Not that he did much, but
It's
It's
still
still
funny
nice
how they
he's
made
there.
fun of him where she's just like, it's his first crossover.
Yeah.
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 But like they kind of like sidelined him on Arrow or on Flash, and I thought that he was just not going to be in the crossover because he was hurt. So I just assumed he wasn't. But
Ralph's episode 3, I think.
what's that?
No, he's in
No,
he's
second.
in both of these.
Yeah,
He was in 2?
yeah, he's
Yeah.
in both episodes because he goes to help. Well, that's episode 3, but yeah, he's in all of them because in the second episode, that's when him, Killer Frost, and
Cisco gets brought in to fix the machine.
yeah, so they figure out who the people all are.
Gotcha.
And shit.
No, I just remember it was a lot more Superman stuff.
Oh no,
heavy.
you're right. He wasn't there in 2. He was in.
Oh no, 2 is Batwoman. Yeah, you're right. That's
Yeah.
part 3. Okay.
Because there's a reason why I hate
Oh, so
the
I'm
second
jumping
episode
up.
so much.
I'm jumping ahead of myself then. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. That's episode
Yeah.
3. Episode 2. I don't remember how that started out.
Well,
it's me wanting to kill Kate Kane for being a colossal piece of shit as again. Because it's Sarah Lance, Supergirl, and Kate sitting at a bar, pouring one out for Ollie because he's dead.
And
And
nobody
she
wants
fucking-
to drink.
The other two not only don't drink, but we're having this nice somber moment, which you should have just cut away.
Yeah.
Just cut away to the next scene. Fucking Kate Kane goes, well, I hate to break up this like somber party, but like we got stuff to do, and I'm like, who the fuck are you? Like,
I mean, also
it
at the same
annoyed.
time,
I'm sorry,
though,
it annoyed the shit out of me.
She doesn't really know Ollie, so she doesn't really.
I don't
you know.
care. She rubs me the wrong way. It's
Also,
just like-
Barry wasn't even fucking there because he said he wasn't going to drink yet.
That
To
hurt
it.
my
It's not
soul.
like drinking even does
That's
anything
what
to
I'm
him, but
saying.
still.
Like, Supergirl and her, and it shouldn't even be a problem. And it's just like, the whole point was the scene was supposed to give Oliver a little bit of a nice little tribute, and then we
Yeah.
move in going essentially like, hey, he's not going to be in this episode. Let's move on.
Right.
And you
But
couldn't
he's
just
in the
give us
whole
our moment?
episode.
it starts to reinforce Supergirl's doubts in the Monitor, though.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with. That storyline works really well. The problem is just I'm telling you, man, it's just nobody knows Kate Kane enough for her to be pushing back on these established characters. We're just like, you have no personality. Leave me alone. Go away.
Uh,
I don't know.
Everybody wants her to be Bruce Wayne. I'm like, she's not Bruce Wayne. Like, they want that Clark Bruce Wayne dynamic, and it's not there.
No.
They're
No.
forcing it.
Well, hopefully after this, DC just like, loosens up the reins and lets Batman be on TV actually and shit.
Phew, good luck with that.
I know they have to get like permission and stuff from
well,
dude.
let's
Dude's family.
jump ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
because I have something to say along those lines. All
right.
Well,
let's
first-
just jump around this episode. If you guys
Yeah.
got something to say about certain parts, just do
No,
it. Because I
they
don't.
introduced-
There's a lot of shit in it, but then there's some cool
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah.
Well, they introduced the concept of the 7 Paragons, and
Yeah.
they send Kate and Supergirl to go try to find or discover one on planet.
of courage, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
when they get there, we see Kevin Conroy finally get to be on screen instead of just voicing. And they called him Kingdom Come Batman in all the promos. That was the only thing Kingdom Come about him was the exoskeleton. That was pure and simple Dark Knight
Yeah,
Returns.
yeah.
And he even said in an extra that I watched afterwards, he wasn't allowed to get in the suit because DC wouldn't allow it.
Right.
Oh, God, could you imagine being like considered almost the Batman, like the quintessential Batman, and they're like, no, fuck you, you can't have the suit.
Right.
Like, for real?
Yeah.
No suit for you.
I
No suit for you. And see, I told you, dude. Kenny's just lining up bombs for us, man. That was great.
Well, the thing is, like, his suit that he's in is kind of like Whiplash from Iron Man 2.
Oh God.
Bit.
But,
It kind of does, except for the whips. I'm like, what? Okay.
It looks silly. It just looks so silly.
It seems like something that Lex would have had.
I don't know, but like Lex had that big, like almost Iron Man looking.
Oh
suit.
yeah,
like,
sure. Without the helmet, yeah. Because he had that his dome sticking out.
It's definitely one of those things that didn't I mean, it was cool to see, but it doesn't translate as well from page
Yeah.
to screen.
Yeah.
I hate. I don't remember what Earth they said that's from because they didn't really say. But so when they were introducing, like saying, "Oh, it's the bat will be found on this planet. It's based in this time." Blah blah blah.
Like
they
the
were
bat of the future.
Yeah, the bat of the future and shit like that. And they were like lining it up, and I was like, "Oh, is it gonna be like Batman Beyond World? Are we gonna get to see like Terry there?" And but then they show Luke, and I was like, "Oh, maybe it's Nightwing." Like or no, not Nightwing, Batwing.
Batwing.
And I was so upset when that
It was
none of that happened.
Earth 99 though.
Earth 99.
That was because of the Batman Beyond started that year.
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, that's cool.
That's why I was assuming it was like based on that, and I was like, that'd be cool, you get Batwing instead of the Batman of Terry and shit like that. So, a little change up because we already have that Luke Fox established somewhere already.
Yeah.
So I would like to know all three of your guys' opinion on that, because pretty much from when they meet that Bruce Wayne,
he's just an
everything with that storyline all the way to the end, I fucking hate all of it. I hate all of it. And
the whole Bruce Wayne story arc.
I'll give you a whole bunch of reasons why, but I'm curious to why or what you guys thought of it.
I'll let them go first, and then I'll go. So one of you guys go first. Start talking.
Bring it, Kenny. Bring it, Kenny.
There looks like a big shadow of a dick on your ceiling, dude.
That's mine.
That's what I thought.
I'm underlighting it right now.
What do you mean? Oh, what is that?
Oh,
It's a ceiling fan.
All right, go on, dude. Thoughts on Conroy's Batman? I wouldn't even say Conroy's Batman. Bruce Wayne.
It's kind of just weird because they're all like, "Oh, he's got a trophy case of all the people he's killed," and then he's like, "Oh, it's pretty much the whole,
Which they stole that straight from what Legends had one of those.
Maybe
because Legends had one of the guys when they changed time or some shit. He had a trophy case of all the heroes' bullshit.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is it kind of like goes back to the saying from the the Dark Knight series, where he's like, either die a hero or you become a villain, type thing, and that's pretty much where he went.
Yeah.
He just kept on killing after that. It's like, and he's like, "Well, Superman put me in the suit." I'm like, "Yeah, but you killed Superman, so."
Yeah, right.
He shouldn't have been killing in the first place.
Right. It's like, well, that's what you get.
It is a different world, so I give them that, because in the comics there was a Batman that killed.
I'm just getting sick of why does every live action Batman have to kill people? Can we just
Not
have
every
one that's
live
good?
action
Right.
Batman kills.
You know what I mean. You know what
Come
I mean.
on. I think that's just a running thing with DC now, is like eventually even the good become bad, because they did that bullshit in Titans.
It's because
like,
everybody's jaded in Hollywood.
not making Batman a killer in Titans, but in Dick's mind, they like made Batman this fucking psycho killer who just like took out the police force and everything.
Well,
that was
they're gonna
crazy,
use
but
it
awesome
only
too.
on Batman, though. They only
Yeah.
use it on Batman. They don't like.
Say
don't turn
that, to
anybody
Zod,
else really.
say that to Zod's snap neck.
I mean, Superman didn't snap Zod's neck. He was holding Zod this way, and Zod tried to turn his
he
neck.
got scared and was like, "Oh no!"
Zod broke his
himself.
own neck. Superman was just holding his head still.
God. I don't. My biggest thing is one, just minor complaint.
Yeah,
They cannot figure out what to do with Luke Fox. Holy shit.
He was just there.
Because I like how everybody was saying like, "Oh, Batman Beyond." It's like, okay, instead of Terry, why can't we have Luke be Batwing already, and Conroy's being the old good Batman, Bruce Wayne, and
That's
he's just
what
like
I'm
Jarvis's.
saying.
He could have been Jarvis's voice in his little metal suit, and we could have had close-ups of him in the Batcave telling Luke what to do. But no, he's just some idiot with his shirt off, doing nothing.
he had his
And
shirt
then-
on. It was just open.
Yeah.
Oh,
He would
sorry.
look like a Jamaican man.
And then
That was a horrible accent.
And then you have the quintessential Batman that, like, let's be fair, most of people our age grew up with the animated series, and he's done so many movies, so many video games, and we know him. Like, we all know that voice. And then you made him a murderer, and then you killed him. That's what you did.
Way easy.
That
They killed
too.
him way too easily.
Super
It's like-
easy.
She just pushed him onto
Yeah, he
the
got the
generator thing. Just got
he
that.
punches Supergirl in the face, and you could go, "Oh, kryptonite." Still,
That's what I
he
said to you.
hit her across the room, dude, and then Kate Kane blocks a punch from it and then shoves him. You fucking kidding me right now?
That's the importance of grounding right there.
So
silly. It was
so
silly.
here, I'll be the bad person right now. I'll try and fight that. So
Go
he has
right
a
ahead.
kryptonite suit, okay, which weakens Supergirl. Or
Sure.
is it Supergirl.
Which is stolen from Injustice, I might add.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's able to hit her with his exosuit, you know, and the kryptonite weakens her, so she goes flying because without her power, she's just a little weak girl. I
you're
didn't
still
say
hitting
that.
her across the room.
But yes, you're still hitting her across the room.
And
Ask
Kate Kane's like half her
Any
size.
spousal abuse victim, go ask them if they've
wow,
been hit
is
across
that
the
what we're-
room.
Okay, that's what we're doing. All right.
But then like Kate Kane stops him because he's
Yeah.
and because she's a trained fighter, she knows how to do these things.
Wow, you are so
properly.
silly.
Maybe
You are so just because I can do a backflip means I can catch a boulder. What are you talking
Yes.
about? I'm a trained fighter,
But
so I
here,
can block a punch
how
from
about
an MMA
this?
fighter.
Not only have they shown Kate Kane
silly.
try and get another person to leave their husband for her, they have now shown Kate Kane beat up and kill an old guy.
Hit an elderly man.
Elderly man? Who's related
elderly
to her?
handicapped man.
That one's not related to her. Their blood's probably different universe, bro.
Sure,
Come
whatever.
Uh,
He was crippled too. Come on, he's in
Yeah,
a
a crippled
exoskeleton.
old white man that she
Like
beat
Mantis.
up. She said that those weren't in her demographic, and now she's killing them.
Oh man, that's crazy. It's like, yeah, you're not gonna put out a movie review on my show.
I mean,
Oh, go ahead.
no, you finish your thought.
Yeah, pretty much. I just wanted to reiterate. I just hate the idea that you had to take the guy that we really, because like you get to have Brandon Ruth put on the suit and he's bad for 2 seconds, but then he gets to be the hero. You took our other Batman that we really liked, and you made him a murderer and then you killed him. It just seemed,
Yeah.
for all the people who wanted to see Kevin Conroy finally do it, that was the iteration we got. It just felt shitty. I didn't feel good.
I'm
I didn't
surprised
like it.
also we haven't seen Mark Hamill reprise any roles in this.
Oh,
Because he even reprised the Trickster in Flash a couple
Flash.
times, but they haven't asked him to come back again.
Oh, dude, he's probably busy. He's probably busy getting fucked over in Star Wars right now.
They already killed him. It's okay.
Force Ghost, baby.
Ghost. Yeah.
Fucking
They'll use
Space
the shit out of
Ghost?
that.
What? Fucking
Wrong
Mark Hamill?
franchise.
Fucking Force Ghost coast to coast?
This guy's over here. He's just going all off the walls here.
Fucking space wizards.
yeah,
Spaceballs.
Hey, we're not getting on to another franchise. We're dealing with this shit first. Let's go.
again, I'm gonna be the most optimistic of the group. I enjoyed it. I would have preferred him to play a different Batman other than Dark Knight Returns.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing that he's playing that version, he did an amazing job of being that skeptical of authority. You know, just I have to end things. I'm tired of it all.
Conroy has that look too to play the psycho Bruce Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
The badass Bruce Wayne, almost Joker-ish even.
And he chose to do old man Bruce voice instead of young Bruce.
yeah.
And he said that doing that for 2 hours on an animated show is hard. They
yeah.
had him on set for 12 hours.
Oof.
Really? 12 hours for I guess they did multiple areas,
Yeah.
so
And Easter egg, I don't know if you guys saw it, but the 89 Batmobile was under a cover in
Yeah.
the background.
Yeah,
Very
that
briefly.
Was cool. That was cool.
But yeah, I would have preferred him to be a version of Batman that was more honorable and Batman-like, but for the role that they had him do, he did phenomenal.
Mhm.
And that, like I said, the exoskeleton straight out of Kingdom Come, the kryptonite outlining, I know the idea was taken from Dark Knight Rises, but that particular aesthetic clearly from Injustice.
Yeah.
I think I'm just getting butthurt because then the other time I saw Batman, like you brought up, was in Titans, and he was crazy killer in that too. I'm like, I'd just like to see some. I'd like to see Batman be Batman for a minute. That'd be cool. That's
I'm
all.
not to that one yet, but yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard.
It's. I mean, luckily it's like a weird dream world.
It's
so it
like
doesn't
it's a
really
dream
matter.
world state. Yeah.
But
It's like
It
a
is just
hallucination.
it's just kind of annoying. I'm just getting kind of annoyed. That's all.
I just met Doom Patrol, so I'm way behind.
That's a good show. That's
I,
some good stuff.
Well, I met in Titans.
With
Oh, okay.
with
That's
this
one of the best
though-
episodes. It's probably the only good episode, to be completely honest.
With this though, it seems like, and this is how I was feeling watching it, like that they're just taking Batwoman because she's not really a liked character right now. Like, I mean, her show is not great creative wise at all.
Well, and she's a terrible character. Like she's mean.
But, like-
she's selfish. She's awful. she's
She-
never caught anybody.
It seems
she lets
like
a murderer
they're-
go.
It just seems like they're taking the Batman character and like trying to trash it to make her look better as like
yeah.
a character, you know, and then of course them making her a fucking paragon of courage and stuff after this. We find out
Yeah.
because Bruce Wayne dies in this one. Well, that version of Bruce Wayne. Technically, they all do because every universe gets destroyed.
Well,
but
it's what a lot of lazy writers do these days. They don't show you that she's courageous or awesome or whatever. You just have a bunch of people tell
Yeah.
you that.
I mean,
and
at
they
least
force it in your face.
But here's the thing: at least with like Supergirl, they don't try to make Superman look like a fucking douchebag to like boost Supergirl up in like whatever hope or stuff that she's supposed to be.
I think technically she's supposed to be more powerful than he is. In
She
the
is.
Comics.
They actually have a fight on a Supergirl episode where she beats him.
Well, because I was going to
because
say
he
even
gets
even
turned
in,
evil.
Well, even in this episode, they're doing the laser beams on the tower, and he passes out first or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
So
yeah. She's more
It's like-
powerful than him, even in the comics.
yeah. So I'm like, that's already established.
But
so
she
I'm
was
like,
also
that's
like
fine.
raised on Krypton for like
there's-
10, 13 years before.
But there's also a difference between being like, I have a power level higher than yours versus you're just a piece of shit
Right.
and I'm better than you.
Right.
You know?
But like they don't do that with that Superman. It's like she has complete respect for all that. Even in freaking Batwoman, she kind of like is just like, what the fuck, Bruce? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Why does
even
your
all the other
suit have
characters shit on
boob
him,
cups,
too.
Bruce? Come on.
And all the other characters shit on Batman in that too. Like even Jacob Kane's like, Bruce Wayne, you're better than him. You could make something yourself. He was the owner of a bajillion-dollar company. What are you talking about?
If that show keeps going, I hope that they at least let Luke become Batwing.
Yeah, Luke's a lot more likable. He just has no motivation.
Yeah. And
just-
dude
they
is
flatten him
ripped.
around.
Holy shit. I never would have thought that, like, from the character he plays on Batwoman. I was like, damn, no wonder he keeps like 3 shirts on and stuff.
God.
I do like how his introduction in that is pretty parallel to his introduction in the actual Batwoman show, where she's like, "Hey, I'm related to Bruce."
Yeah.
No, you're not. Shuts the door. in her face.
Which, I mean, Bruce recognizes her as Kate, so you telling me there was a picture of Kate in that house, so he would have
Yeah,
been
and
like,
her
okay.
sister.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was kind of like getting to idea of like when he was going over stuff with Supergirl in the trophy room, like you got this like really dark, sadistic vibe from him,
Yeah.
and I really thought like, you know, he knew that she was like Kryptonian. They were like gonna taser with some Krypton, like, you know, do something really cool. But then I was like, oh yeah, this is like the 3rd story arc in this episode, so that's not
that's
going
another-
anywhere.
Batman, he's been depicted as a hoarder for a long time, though, with trophies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why that was so bad, but then when you saw like the bullet hole in the thing, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's the route we went.
Because he had like even like the Riddler's staff in there broken, right? And shit.
Yeah.
And the Joker's card.
Yeah.
That's some kind
The
of
blood
plan.
all over it, the plant from Poison Ivy. So, yeah, I can see that. But the whole
I enjoyed all the
Batman
I like the
Batwoman
Superman
arc
stuff,
was like,
though.
But the Superman
I enjoyed
shit
the
was
Superman.
good.
I enjoyed the Superman stuff. I liked I liked the Smallville stuff with Clark. That was kind of fun.
Oh, that was a blast for me after sitting through 10 seasons of that.
Is the
Which
giving
is-
up powers thing, is that an actual thing that happened?
It's not in the season.
Or in the following comics, I don't believe, but it is kind of in line with that character who never wanted the powers
Yeah.
to begin with.
Well,
That-
my
So-
problem was just how did he do it? That's the thing. I was
Right.
like, what?
there's
How?
a way. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I have not watched Smallville. I own it, but I haven't watched it yet. I plan on doing it actually. While I don't know if I can get through 10 seasons before the show starts back up, but maybe I'll do it sometime soon.
Oh God.
At least get through the first 4 when he's out of high school.
Yeah,
Mm.
but the end episode is the first time that he like embraces being Superman, right? For
Yeah.
Smallville, like it's the first time he opens his shirt up. You see the thing because he doesn't wear the Superman suit in the entire series.
He doesn't fly until the end either,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, right?
Well,
Well,
no,
they
he
show that he can fly. He just
doesn't.
doesn't know how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was under the power of red kryptonite when he first did it.
Okay.
But they were saying like the writer who wrote this episode that is actually writes for Batwoman, she wrote on Smallville as well. So I'm confused as to why the shows are completely
Yeah.
tone deaf, like tone different. And I'm like, okay, but so it's kind of cool. Like she's like, no, it goes based on like the character that he was in that show was like how he didn't really care for the powers. He didn't want that shit, you know. Anyways, he did it for a little bit and then he got rid of them. As far as getting rid of the powers, I looked it back up because I was telling you last night, John, about it. Superman 2 is the movie where Superman gets rid of his powers with kryptonite sunlight that's in the Fortress of Solitude.
Fortress. Okay. Yeah, I
I think
remember him like weakening and losing his powers for a bit.
Yeah. That was in
Uh,
another one.
In the comics, I believe it's gold kryptonite that can permanently remove his powers.
Okay.
Oh wow.
I think it's gold. I don't know. There's like so many colors.
I was just
That
going
would've been a
based
nice-
on like their
that'd have been a nice
cinema
throwaway
universe.
line. That'd have been a nice throwaway line. I did enjoy the interaction.
Well, no, you don't want to tell Lex Luthor because that's the only one he's really talking to.
Oh,
So
and how
if-
great was that line? You took the fun out of
See, I like that. And then when he went to punch Clark, when Lex went to punch
Yeah.
Clark, and then Clark knocks him down, and goes, "Huh, still stronger though." It's like, oh man, get shit on. I was like, that was funny.
Can
as
I
hell.
tell you though, John Cryer is like the fucking best Lex Luthor.
Oh, he's amazing.
He's pretty good. What other people you gotta go against? Fucking Kevin
Smallville, the Lex in Smallville, he
He's
did an
good.
amazing
He's
job.
great. And then, but I mean, like,
I
who
feel
else do you
John
fucking
Cryer
have?
does like an actual like comic book Lex though, like with the personality and everything.
The arrogance and
He seems a little more menacing.
Everything.
I like the Smallville guy because he's a little bit more confident. Like, Lex always seemed like just the guy who felt like the smartest dude in the room,
Mm-hmm.
but didn't need to like act like it. Like he just had a presence.
Yeah.
The John Cryer feels a little bit more like almost like mustache twirly. Like I got my
No,
I'm reading my book.
I mean Gene Hackman was like really.
No, he was a cartoon. He wasn't even Lex, man. They even giving him like some bumbling side
But-
guy goon in those movies.
Well, he had Lenny, which was John Cryer in the fourth movie.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
Which
saying.
was
I mean,
it's
like,
cool. That's another thing. Like as soon as they cast him for that, I was like, oh, that's cool. It's like a complete turnaround
Yeah.
on his career. He gets to play Lex Luthor instead of Lex Luthor's cousin or some shit.
But like I'm saying with John Cryer, it's like how many other examples does he really have in the live action department to go against? It's not a
Yeah.
deep well, you know.
oh, you got Hackman, Gene. You got
Jesse Eisenberg's Joker, Lex.
and then you have dude from Superman Returns, the dude who's like raping people or something. I don't know.
Whoa!
Allegedly.
Whoa!
Allegedly,
Whoa!
what the dude from House of Cards? I forget his name.
Kevin
It's
Spacey.
Yes, thank you. And then the kid from that from Smallville. I'm trying to think of any other live action adapts. Was there Lex Luthor in Lois and Clark?
yes, but I don't remember who. It's been so
Yeah,
long.
that's
since I watched
so.
it.
I don't even remember.
I really don't. I don't remember that at all.
I believe that the very last episode of season 1 was titled Lex Luthor, so I can only imagine they had to have one.
Yeah.
Let's see. There was Jesse Eisenberg, John Cryer, Gene Hackman, Kevin Spacey, and Clancy Brown. And there's 15 others, but this might be showing voice actors too. Rainn Wilson played them ones. John Shee was Lois and Clark.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
All right.
James Marsters played them in one of the cartoons. I love James Marsters. Okay, anyways. Lex Tunnel.
Yeah.
As they were going around trying to find, the Superman Paragon that wasn't the Supergirl version, they go to that world where you see on the screen Lois holding Superman. That is straight from the an image out of the Death of Superman comic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully without the Ninja Turtle.
What?
Oh God, I can't. The Doomsday.
Okay.
That was taking a shot at Dawn of Justice.
Yeah. Yeah. I did like
Poorly.
seeing the headlines when they were in the Kingdom Come universe of Superman. The headlines on the papers that were like referencing the different movies in that timeline, such as like Superman Returns and all that other shit too, which was kind of cool. Because his Superman is technically supposed to still be the Superman from 1 through 4 as well.
No, it's 1, 2, and Returns.
So 3 and 4 aren't supposed to be part of that franchise?
3, 4, and Supergirl got retconned when Returns came out.
But it's the same actor, right? For 3 and 4? 3 and 4 are the same actor from 1 and 2, though.
Yeah, it is, but they kind of did...
They did like a soft reboot on it?
Yeah, kind of like what they wanted to do with Alien and stuff.
Oh.
Terminator.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Terminator. Well, I don't know if that one counts. That's another thing.
Where they're like, none of this matters except for the first two, and then this one.
Yeah, but one of those.
Yeah, that's stupid. They did that for Halloween as well.
Yeah, they did.
They do that a lot. Why can't they just get the fuck over it?
That one annoys me because it's called Halloween, but it's the second movie.
Yeah. Halloween, but all caps.
Nailed it. Halloween, the Halloweeniest. So I like
Superman's boss though.
So we get to meet Brandon Ruth's Superman, or Clark Kent, which was awesome. His Clark is so good.
I think he was Clark Kent more in that than he was in the movie.
Ever, man. Well, yeah, they didn't give him a chance to be. Like, it was all.
Well, they have that great line. It's I finally got to punch someone.
Yeah.
God, yeah, right. No kidding. Him turning him evil. It's like I kind of saw it coming. He has his little choke me daddy moment with Tyler, and then they're all flying around fighting, which was cool. But can I tell you, all the stuff with Lois and Iris being in that room and Lex getting disarmed by them just randomly was so silly and like clunky.
I don't remember how it happened,
kinda
but
weird
I'm
'cause they're
like,
just
dude
standing
has
there.
the book of destiny. Why is he not able to just like, one, know what the fuck is gonna happen, and two, change it?
Well, when they flew out the window, you have Lois and Iris standing at the ledge. I was like, Lex, just kick him out the window. Fuck him. Kill them both.
But I told you though, Lex doesn't really kill innocent people for no reason.
Which I was fine with until we cut back and all of a sudden she hits him in the back of the head. I was like, they were in front of him. How did that happen?
Maybe he was walking out of the room.
Well, they had to run away from the window.
Right, I guess.
Can I tell you though, that one like Superman death scene on that one planet was so bad, so crappy, that they put on the news bulletin thing.
That was so
of Superman
goofy.
lying there dead, and then Lois over there. And then I'm like, wait, they did that when it's just some random person. I don't know who the actor was playing that dead Superman or Lois.
They put like the flag there too. It
But
was so funny.
my thing is, why not get the actors from Lois and Clark and have had that be them?
Oh, that would have been cute.
That would have been cool because they're both on Supergirl anyways. It's like, why the fuck not? Like, if you're going to show a dead Superman, don't just put some random stunt guy in the super suit to lay there. Like, do somebody that we actually care about. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
I should write for these guys, though.
real quick, backtrack into the Smallville thing. I keep throwing these things in there, but I'm just so happy about these Easter eggs. They show 2 headlines that are on the wall,
Uh-huh.
and both of those are from the 79 or 78 Superman movie.
In
Like,
the
just straight from that
Smallville
film.
part, or when they
Yeah,
went
when
to-
they're showing the inside of the house.
Okay.
I love
For
that.
the cereals, right? That's the cereals that were out in the 70s, right? Or is that the
No, the
Superman
movie.
one? Okay.
He's talking
Yeah.
about the movies.
Okay.
The Richard Donner stuff.
Yeah.
No, Tivis, I love that, man. That's why you're here. Cause I'm always watching it from like, oh, why is the pacing bad here? Why didn't this character do that? Why is there no motivation? Like, cause there's so much lore to deal with, and it's like if I can't get past just the basic way that you're delivering it to me, I'm not gonna find all the Easter eggs because I don't give a shit anymore. I don't even want to watch it.
It's tough
like,
when you try to critique something that's such a fan-filled thing.
Well, it has so much
So-
year. There's so many years behind
There's
it.
so
Like,
much, because basically you could look at it as they started this shit back in the 60s with fucking
Well,
Burt Ward
it's-
and Adam
It's
West.
funny. It's funny you say that. Like I'm gonna jump ahead. You see, I don't even know this character, but I was looking up Lex Luthor. Something popped up. Jim Corrigan as Spectre.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, he's considered one of the oldest characters. Like he was introduced in like
Yeah.
the 1950s or something.
The Spectre,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And it's so cool that I'm like, I didn't know that. But that shows you there's like 50, 60 years of just history. And like,
Well-
I'm sure somebody lost their mind when they said Jim Corrigan. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that is.
He's the first. I think he was the first one too in the comics to hold the mantle of the Spectre that we got to see, and then they went back into the background of all that bullshit.
You want to go real deep Easter egg on the wall of people who are dead, and the Kingdom Come Superman.
Uh-huh.
They're Ron. I'm gonna butcher this. Ron Troop, I believe is how it's pronounced. That is a comic character that has not been live action at all, but he is basically Superman's brother-in-law. He marries Lois Lane's sister.
Huh.
So yeah.
Can I also say too?
Yeah.
They say something. It's a real quick throwaway, I think, when they're back on the Wave Rider from whatever Earth they got it from. Superman, Brandon Routh's Superman says something about the baby looks just like his boy,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool because in Superman Returns, we're hinted that one kid is supposed to be
Yeah.
his.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. I was like, wait, Lois is dead. Where's this? Oh, but Lois died because it was in the place that the bomb went off, not his home. So
Yeah.
maybe they ended up killing the other guy again too, Cyclops. That dude gets so much like hate in every movie. He's always sidelined.
And
Okay.
I'm just trying to, and then I cut to the end. You see that Kate Kane has taken the.
Oh, we skipped the storyline.
Which one?
Yeah,
Which
the
one?
Oliver.
The Oliver. with,
Art.
Oh, the purgatory shit.
No, not yet. They just
No, this is when they're taking him to the pit.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
coming. They were coming up with reasons to bring him back.
and
Yeah.
they leave a scar on the Earth 16 Jonah Hex,
Yeah.
who actually got to appear, which I'm happy because
That was
Oh yeah.
that's a character that is underrated.
I've been waiting for them to bring him in more often because they get him in on Legends and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
not gonna lie. That was a storyline I wish would have been developed more between him and Arthur Darvill's character. I can't. Rip
Rip,
Hunter.
Yeah.
I like their dynamic and like him kind of being the reason why his laser guns are a revolver and like his duster and shit like that. I was like, oh, I want more of that. Give
Yeah.
me more of that.
This is this scene was important though because it shows you can't just magic this stuff away. Constantine's magic is faltering.
Mm-hmm.
He's having performance problems.
Yep.
Oh no. Oh no. ED from all the realms, man. It's everywhere. It's contagious.
Which I like how they still are able to like put in some of that corniness jokes from Legends into that with because like he basically says performance issues and he just says it in this
Yeah.
weird accent way, his sexy accent way. I want to fuck his accent.
Jesus.
All right.
Yeah, no.
Anyways,
Then we get to the end with they get the machine working, and it shows Kate as the new Paragon.
Yeah. Which is fine because they have everybody else doing it too. I get it. It's a little silly, but I do like that one of the Paragons is somebody that's not part of the crew, so that's cool.
Yeah.
it's two of the people, right? Because technically, Brandon Routh isn't part of the crew.
You know what I
his
mean?
Superman.
Not part of our superheroes. Like we actually have to go find
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Which they made honor was Martian Manhunter, which he's not in this ever,
Right?
Until like they zapped him away to the what do they call that place?
Oh, the thing outside of
Outside of time and
The
space.
dude is essentially Vision. Like he is OP, and it's like, where the hell have
He
you
went
been?
off on the rescue mission. And that's
I
the
guess.
last time you saw him until like the last episode. I was just like, wait,
so
what?
sad.
Because I was even questioning. I was like, wait, was he even in with the rest of the Paragons when they got sent there?
His
So I was
scenes
like,
are-
I
his
don't
scenes-
remember him saying anything.
His scenes are literally like, "Hey guys, I'm still here. Bye."
Yeah.
Like that's literally all his scenes are. It's silly.
But this is the one that opened up with the Birds of Prey.
Well, I was gonna say, don't we? I believe one of the last scenes for part 2, and this is,
Yeah.
they haven't alluded to it yet, and I'm afraid they might, but they kind of squashed it in the third, so hopefully it doesn't come back up. That Kate has the kryptonite on her.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
she took from the suit, and they share a beer.
They squash
And I was-
it.
No, they do kind of, but it's still always Lumen, Michael.
Yeah.
They can change that on a dime.
Yeah.
But I didn't like them sharing a beer, and then it's like, you could tell they were alluding to a potential Batman v Superman.
Which can we
dynamic
say
between those
DC
two?
needs to let that go? Because
Fucking
clearly
Christ,
no one liked
stop.
that movie but me, but still.
I love the cartoon. Like the fight with them is great, but they forget there's all that back history between Clark and Bruce.
Yeah.
They don't have that, so stop it.
It's like they started like with not only that with Bruce Wayne as Batman, he is a detective. And he always has backups for everybody, including himself.
Yep. I love Doom. Doom is
Everywhere.
probably my favorite animated. It's
Oh,
up
Kate
it's so
there.
Kane,
good.
I don't
It's
see
up
that
there.
as. So her
No.
fighting a superhuman from another universe at that just shouldn't even be a thing. It just shouldn't be a thing.
But,
And
I mean,
can
even-
I say something too? I forgot this on part
Sure.
1. Part 1 and part 2 even, because they're talking about bringing all these people from the other Earths, these billions of people from other Earths into Earth
Yeah.
1. Where the hell are they going to go? Our Earth is already crowded with the billions of people we have here.
They do try to do a throwaway line of like, we're just gonna house him for now.
Where?
Under
Underground?
right? I mean,
There's like you're literally taking infinite amount of worlds population
Yeah.
and putting them on one world. An
Is
infinite
it
amount.
around the world though? Because it seemed like they were just taking Americans.
Right?
Yeah.
Just like those super cities.
all the diversity was on the ship.
We also forgot about Harbinger though. She starts hearing voices.
Yes.
Oh,
and then she
the
walks away.
anti-monitor
She
stuff.
gets zapped into a hallway somewhere.
Which in the comics, that's from a shadow infects her. So I kind of want to go back and rewatch part 1 and see if that actually happens.
I'm going to rewatch all 3 parts, probably twice before the next one comes out anyways. Just to see what all I missed, especially for the Easter egg crap, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as the story arcs go, we'll do last words about that later.
Yeah.
So yeah, who just said you were saying something before I interrupted you about the people.
Oh. I don't know. I guess I don't really care about the whole like we're gonna house them on our planet because then it didn't end up mattering anyway.
Like
And-
the people from Supergirl's Earth, I get because they're on spaceships. Those spaceships can just stay in space
Yes.
in the other universe. That's fine.
There's a lot of other suspension of disbelief things we got to deal with. I'm fine letting that one go. Just
Nope,
because it's
don't
like,
do
it.
it.
It ends up not mattering because the
They
planet
all-
gets dusted anyway. So,
Yeah.
You're kind of like meh.
Overall, I enjoyed part 2 again, being the optimist.
The Batman, all the Batman shit is all I hated. Everything else was fine. It was serviceable, and all the Superman stuff was handled pretty well, I thought. I don't like Kate Kane, and it was something I was telling Michael about. It's because you see all these other actors who really, really display what it is to be a hero. You have Barry, you got Superman, you got Sarah Lance, who's always like working really hard. You got Oliver, and then you just cut to Kate Kane, who's pretending or just being really abrasive and annoying. And I'm like, you haven't really earned that. Like when Mick Rory is being a jerk to everybody, it's like, well, we know you. And also he used to be a villain. Like he was a bad guy. So him being abrasive.
Oh, I completely forgot about that little sub arc. Him learning that he's good with kids.
That's dude, I like, and then putting Leonard Snart's voice in the ship.
Oh, I'm just so glad he's got to be part of it in some way.
In some way. It's like, I do kind of miss Gideon because I do like Gideon's voice, but at the same time, it's like, it was nice to get Leonard in there for a minute.
Which I kind of blew your bubble last night when I told you, remember, that those guys, that Mick is from a different Earth, so any of his story arc shit, he's not going to remember when they bring Legends back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of a bummer.
It's just like, wait a minute. Because they're all talking to him like he is the Mick from their show.
Yeah.
And it's
that's
just
why,
like...
well, that's why I got confused when you told me that. I was like, wait, no, that's him, isn't it?
No,
it's like,
because that's how they got the ship and everything else. And then it's just like questioning, like, okay, the entire universe is literally being destroyed and you're worried about bringing your crew in? Get the fuck over that right now. Come on. Because they're gone now. They're gone.
Yeah.
There's nothing left.
All gone.
Fuckers. Anyways, episode 3, should we start? Or you guys got anything left for episode 2?
Do you want to say how, whether you like the episode overall or not, like we did with part 1? I think we kind of already did, but...
For episode 2, it was the weaker of the 3 for me. Mainly because of that Batman stuff, like... I get it, like there is a Batman like that in the comics and stuff, so I get that part, but it just kind of felt like they were doing it just to boost Batwoman up, and it's like in the same episode you're trying to boost her up, but then you won't let her hold a baby. like okay.
I think she declined.
Yeah.
When she like literally was just like, no. I was like, what? Okay.
Which then it made watching one of the Resident Evil movies even much better, because she just gets shredded in a fucking fan.
Oh man.
It's like, no more Batwoman.
Now overall, I thought it was fine. I think I liked it better. I'll say I liked it better than the first one. Because I really only like the Oliver acting stuff.
Which was what made the first one, I think Brandon Routh saved the second one. That and, like, you could tell they were trying to really, like, give Smallville his, like, Tom Welling's, like, thing. Because just the way it was. And, like, the way he was acting, he was just like, I'm so over this superhero bullshit. Just get the fuck out of here.
Hey, it worked for the scene.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they wrote it that way, I was like, oh, fuck it. I was just like saying, like, pretty much all the core characters, like, whenever they had their scenes, they were really well done.
Yeah.
Like, because you had all these years of them being their character, and they knew what they wanted to say. They knew how they wanted to act. It's like everybody else is kind of forced.
Also, seeing Ray Palmer and Superman in the same scene together as him, both his characters, is cool. I always love it when they do that stuff. Also, there is one issue. How is Lex killing all these Supermen? He has like he literally tries to kill that Clark with like a little piece of kryptonite. He had no weapon with him or anything.
He's going to hit him with the book. The power of reading compels you.
He's just all of a sudden is able to just start decimating Supermen around the universe.
Michael, did you not know that knowledge is the biggest power in the universe?
Oh. Unless, like, the kryptonite, that one piece of kryptonite was, like, supercharged because of the book or something. I don't know.
Your face is a piece of kryptonite.
All right.
Oh, how will you recover?
I won't. Episode 3. The Crisis. Flash
Didn't hear from
episode.
Kenny.
Oh yeah, Kenny, did you got any words on Sue?
Mostly it's the whole episode was pretty much null and void by the third episode. So kind of,
Yeah.
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 because they didn't find the last guy until the third episode.
Yep. And then
And
you
they
wiped
got-
everything out.
You killed the Batman, so that whole storyline was useless.
Yep.
And then you end up offing Superman in the next one.
No,
Well,
and-
not
and
only
they
did
got-
they kill Batman, but freaking Fox did nothing. Oh,
Well,
you
yeah,
killed my boss, and you don't see him the rest of the
Well,
time.
well, at least he's just as useless as he is in Batwoman. By the
Well,
way,
the thing is, the device identifies her as the Paragon anyway.
Courage or
So
whatever. Yeah, lame.
Yeah.
And then, well, Kenny, and then I love your point too, because it brings us all the way back to episode 1 of Crisis. Well, good thing fucking Oliver saved that extra billion people for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
because they're all dead now.
Because we're all dead. And to be fair, that's the end of 3, but I'm like, awesome. Love it. What a fucking waste of time. I'm a little butthurt. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Well,
'Cause I just,
I
mean, you could
NCW,
say that,
But he
Uh,
doesn't know that.
over.
It's in retro. That's
Yeah.
retro hindsight shit. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's unfair to say that. It's just silly.
well, how about the fact that they just built the machine at the end of part 2, and then part 3 they have to call people in to fix it?
No, yeah, no shit. Oh man. Yeah.
I mean, we needed Cisco though,
Yeah.
and like his little corpse about is anti-monitor.
Dude, he's
Everyone
so
cool
great.
with that, or is that still
are
workable?
we still working that? He's so.
Is
So
People over here
everyone
just
comes up
making
with
up
their own
names.
suits and
Yeah.
names now. So fucking great at that.
That actor's great. I love.
It's
Cisco.
like that would be like any fanboy, like just being thrust into like their friend becoming a superhero, and they're like, "Oh my god!" Kind of like Shazam, you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, before we get to that though, I kind of want to touch on. I don't know if you guys watched that Black Lightning.
No, we did not. I did not, anyways.
Do you care if I talk about it?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Alright.
I've watched like a compilation of like the best scenes, coolest scenes type stuff.
He's talking about like the last episode, right? Right before Crisis.
Yeah,
Oh, that stuff. Okay. Yeah.
they kind of do arcs in 4. They call them chapters, even their episodes in 4 parts. They had this really cool story arc going where the branch of the military had taken over the city, and they had just started a resistance to fight back the previous episode. And this one, that literally got put so far on the subplot line that it happened off screen. Everything happened off screen. The skies turn red. Lightning starts seeing versions of her on other Earths, and basically, Black Lightning. They showed Earth 1 versions of him. He loses his powers and gets shot in his home. So that opens up room for him to come if
Seems
he
kind of
wants.
racist. Okay.
Yeah, and they showed basically it was if you just watched Black Lightning, this episode would confuse you beyond belief. And while I personally thought it was cool, it was kind of boring
Oh.
and
Yeah.
really would confuse anyone.
Yeah. Like completely out of
It's
place.
just really
Oh.
just trying to get it ready for everything else. And especially, I feel bad for like the people who just watch Black Lightning and don't watch any of the other Arrowverse stuff. You know, because then it's just like, well, wait, you kind of cheapen my episode, you know?
Yeah.
That's how I kind of feel with like a lot of it when they do the crossovers. Like with Arrow and Flash, it's no, you know, whatever. They built their seasons up to that. So hopefully, what Flash has afterwards is aftermath stuff, dealing with the aftermath. But
Yeah.
because I know the Legends, the entire season of that is dealing with the aftermath from Crisis.
But in summary, pretty much the entire episode is the whole family worrying about the youngest daughter
Yeah.
because she's like phasing in and out of existence. And then the wave of antimatter hits. Black Lightning is teleported away, and everyone else vanishes. So that kind of helps explain
Which-
his emotional state because he was dealing with family crap before he
Yeah.
got sent away.
Yeah.
But wait, how is she phasing in and out? I'm kind of curious. I want to see it now because
They
they
explain
didn't
it-
really do that with any of the other things when they were being decimated.
They explain it that her powers is pure energy.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was interfacing with the dark matter in a way that was
Okay.
weird.
All right.
Yeah, I think you could have left that alone and just pulled Jefferson, and because
Yeah.
the guy seems like a really good actor, and all you say is, "Hey, your planet's gone. All he's got to do is my wife and kids." It's like anybody who knows him would go, "Oh yeah, he's not going to take that well."
Right.
Like I feel like you didn't really need it.
I'm kind of like curious too to see how all this works out, because if they're gonna do aftermath stuff like of the worlds dealing with this shit afterwards, does that mean the entire Black Lightning show is gonna change up and deal with the aftermath of this too?
God, you'd have to, don't you think?
Like you would have to. If
At least one
if the
episode.
entire universe is dealing with it.
Well, because let's be fair, Flash was able to take care of Flashpoint in like 2 episodes.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that didn't really change anybody else's perception of anything.
Well, people started to remember it. Some people did.
They
Yeah.
loosely, but they let that shit go after a while.
But that's what I'm saying, because you can write that off, but you do have to tackle it, regardless of whether or not it's well done.
Yeah.
Still, it's not something you can't give Red Lightning Sky and then come back to Black Lightning and go, "Oh, what?" It was fine.
Where's my kids at?
It was the summertime, you know?
Right.
It's fine.
It
Swamp
was-
gas hit a.
It was extremely abrupt. It didn't resolve anything happening that entire season built up to, and it was, I don't know if it was needed, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a shame.
All right. Now
So
we can go to episode 3, right?
We're going to
Yeah.
3. Going to
The
3.
third intro for episode 3.
Oof.
So
So
Birds of Prey.
episode 3
Oh, yeah.
starts with Birds of Prey, which is cool. And if people don't know, Birds of Prey was a show for like 1 season.
For a reason.
For back in 03, which is why it's like 23, I think, is this Earth they're on, or 03? Maybe it is Earth.
It is 203.
203.
Which is
So 2003.
when
yeah.
the finale aired.
Yeah.
2003.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and they actually got the same actress to come back. Actually, the chick who plays Alice, was from Batwoman, was in that Birds of Prey show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
I'll be honest. I watched all DC shows. Well, like, I don't know Doom Patrol and Swamp Thing yet, but Birds of Prey is the only thing I've ever dropped.
yeah.
Okay.
But I do have a fun fact about it. Do you remember the All-Star commercials with Batman?
No.
Wait, what? Like the?
Yeah,
I remember there was a
car thing?
cartoon. Oh.
that guy played Batman very briefly in Birds of Prey. So those Allstate commercials are technically in continuity with Birds of Prey.
Oh my god. That's fucking hilarious.
That's cool. No, in Birds of Prey, the chick who played Alice in Batwoman, she played Dinah Lance in Birds of Prey.
There you
Oh,
go.
Yeah.
okay. See, I don't know that show. It was like watching Charmed, but with a Wishbone type narrator over it, and I just couldn't deal with it.
Did you just fucking PBS wishbone me right now? That was awesome. Beautiful reference.
Oh man.
Tivis,
All right.
you just jumped a spot in my book, my guy. That's hilarious.
So we're on episode 3. They open with Birds of Prey. Then they jump to different Earths too, don't they? Or no?
Oh, they
They
jumped
just-
all over the place in the third one.
Yeah.
They oh, okay, let me get my annoying cameo out of the way. So this is the problem with me, is that I'm literally going, I'm happy about it because it was a good scene and it was well acted.
Oh,
But I hate that it existed. When we show up and we're in Los Angeles on Earth 666.
Six.
Yeah.
Fuck you, show. Like, so Tom Welling, or no, not Tom Welling. Tom Ellis,
Yeah.
who plays Lucifer, Morningstar on the Fox show Lucifer.
Now Netflix.
No,
Oh, is he?
Netflix.
Oh, yeah, he's Netflix now. And I just started that show like a couple months ago. I'm like halfway through season 1, and I fucking love it. I
Yeah.
think it's great.
Yeah.
I think Tom Ellis is absolutely brilliant as Lucifer. Now, I understand the element works because Constantine and Lucifer, you know, and the storyline that they're on with trying to get Oliver
But I
his
don't
soul back and stuff. My problem is the scene is well acted and I enjoy it and it was fun. I don't fucking want him in this. It just made it so weird. And now, Tivis, you'd probably know. Is Lucifer like have a comic book, or was it just the show?
The show is based on the character that appeared in the Sandman comics,
Mm-hmm.
which is Vertigo, DC.
Yeah, affiliate.
Oh,
Yeah.
DC's
So,
dark
yeah.
stuff now.
Okay.
That's also where Constantine was mostly printed.
Yeah.
So that's
Swamp
kind of why
Thing.
they
So
work
it-
together. Yeah.
So it's like a third cousin of these things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a DC show, just not presented as such.
Yeah. So it was like out of place, but it made, I don't know, it had purpose. It was fine. I'm like, it's the scene that I struggled with the hardest because I was like, I don't want to be watching Lucifer on Fox and then think about him coming over here and vice versa.
You
So-
like the aesthetic they gave though? It just like looked like he was in hell anyways.
Or he was just, I just like that he was there. I was just like that he was there talking to Constantine because the actors are really good.
I'm curious
I
how
liked him.
Constantine has traveled between worlds though before. If he's a different Earth, like I could see him going to hell and asking, but a different Earth.
I guess
know?
you could make the argument.
And then
that,
does
like,
Lucifer like travel? But maybe Lucifer travels between the Earths. Maybe.
Maybe does everyone have the same hell?
that
Yeah.
was my thing is because they have that what the place they end up at the end that Legends said the place that's outside of space
Yeah.
and time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you maybe argue that heaven and hell is
Like that.
two other places like that? Maybe.
Yeah.
Possibly. Yeah.
I mean, that'd be the only way.
Dude,
my
that would be a
nerddom could come
cool
up with it.
show. Let's.
I'd watch
Let's
it.
do
That'd be
that.
neat. I'd watch.
They already
I
have
would,
that. It's got David Tennant.
Yeah. Fair enough. Good Omens. Yeah,
That's a good show.
I did it. I'm surprised you started that. I was happy that you did. I was enjoying it.
Yeah. No, with his stuff, it was cool, but I'm confused about it because one, the Earth thing, and two, like one, as soon as they said 666, I was like, motherfuckers, they
I literally go no.
because they said that he was going to be in this crossover, and then he comes out and says, "No, I'm not going to be doing that shit." And everyone else said, "No, he's not doing that." And then he fucking, I'm like, they got everybody with that one.
Oh yeah.
It's
I-
like
I
maybe
would
they
love-
shouldn't have said Earth 666 before they showed him. It would have even been a bigger surprise.
Yeah. Just have them open the door and then put the numbers on.
Right?
Yeah. So I didn't hate it. It felt. I felt dirty.
So
after
what?
it.
But I'm curious of when it's supposed to take place in his universe now, because supposedly
And
there's
that's why.
something
That's
that
why I don't want to talk.
happens.
That's why I don't want to.
Let's
think about
talk
it.
about it, John.
I don't want to think. No, because I've already heard certain spoilers. I don't remember what season or episode, and I don't want to know. But something happens to him, and he goes back to hell for some reason.
You
or
want to know?
something.
I'll tell you.
No, I
tell
don't
you.
want to know. It's but because of that, you start thinking about all these different things and how they all connect. And I'm like, don't do that to me. This was supposed to be just my stupid show. I was supposed to just deal with heaven and hell. It's kind of like Supernatural, where you're like demons, and now they have angels, and then they have fucking the Leviathan. I'm like, fucking
Yeah.
hate you. Stop it.
But it's cool that they were able to, because that's still a running show on a whole other service and everything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think DC has like a good standing with Netflix, so they
Yeah.
don't care.
I mean, what the CW shows all appear
Yeah.
a week after the finale
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So, again, I enjoyed the scene. I felt a little dirty after for enjoying it, if that makes sense.
yeah, it was needed. Though. Well, I don't think it was needed, but
It was not needed,
It,
but it was
worked
fine.
for the story they were trying
Yeah.
to give. So
Yeah.
we'll go
Yeah,
with that.
It was fine.
I just like seeing Constantine do his damn magic all the time.
I love and dude, remember my biggest gripe about fucking Legends? They
Yeah.
fucking never do his powers any justice. He just talks like an idiot and then rolls his eyes back like the Undertaker, which he's not as good at as Undertaker.
No.
And then they just have his hands glow for like 2 seconds. This they actually let him like do cool, powerful stuff.
You mean
which I
he
was
went
like,
all Doctor Strangey, like
yeah, that's what I wanted. Because it doesn't make him look as corny.
yeah.
His theme is still my favorite out of all these shows. The music, his theme that plays at the end of the very first episode of his show, that is my favorite piece they've done.
I agree. I like it. I like his music, and I've always liked the Flash's stuff.
Flash. Ah.
Not that one, but fair enough. That was fun.
You love when they did that on the Flash episode. They cut out the Gordons and they just went like, ah.
I told you I liked it, but they played it too long.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was my problem with it. But God, so much happened in this one too. I jumped really far ahead to the Lucifer stuff, but what?
Yeah.
So we have
So-
we have the storyline of we got
you wanna-
Oliver.
They,
Do that storyline, the Oliver storyline, just because we started.
yeah,
it?
just go
Sure,
through that
why
whole
not?
storyline. They
Yeah.
get
Why
the
not?
card.
They bring his body back at the end of part 2, and he's soulless, and
Yeah.
Constantine's magic doesn't work, so they have to go find help from Lucifer.
To get his soul, and then pretty much they get a card that fades away, Back to the Future style, and they have to leave there or get stuck before the card fades. And the place they got sent was to, I guess, a realm of Lian Yu, which again they had to tell us it was Lian Yu, and it was
Purgatory?
also purgatory.
Well, it makes sense. It means purgatory.
And it's like, thanks Mia for you being the person to tell us that, idiot.
Because she just learned it. She needed to sprout. It's like a little kid when they just learn something. They need to say the facts that they just learned. Daddy told me.
Real quick nerd fact: Constantine's second ever comic appearance was in Crisis.
Really?
Oh yeah, so he's steeped in this.
Okay.
See, we should have let him be our exposit dump for the entire thing. That'd have been way more fun. So I guess they're just on there, and then all of a sudden Jim Corrigan pops out. Can we say like Oliver jumps him, starts kicking some ass?
Oh yeah, because he
Yeah, yeah.
supposedly doesn't have his memories.
Yeah, they squeegeed his memories, as he says.
He remembers pretty damn quick.
I'm so happy.
That
now.
dude, thank you, Tivis.
Right.
You 100% nailed it. I was like, wow. Took Jiggle.
Jiggle.
It took John Diggle. It took fucking Diggle. 2 seconds, like, bro, don't be bad, bro. I love you, bro. And then it's like, I'm fixed.
Yeah.
That was all it took.
If that was supposed to be like the wild Oliver, he would have snapped his fucking neck and left.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for Constantine to get
I am
fucking
glad that we
killed.
got to see that hood again, though.
Yeah.
I love his old costume.
Yeah.
I really like his new costume because it's so representative of the first one. The first season costume's my favorite. All the
Because
other
it's
ones are
so
goofy looking.
basic, and you know everyone can make that.
And I am a basic bitch.
I know.
I really am. I really am. What's the hood? The hood had meaning. I don't know. I like shit like that. And like him getting his golden recurve bow back is like, I like it.
I don't know. I liked his other bow.
The compound bow.
Yeah.
It was just kind of boring.
Well, like it was a compound bow mixed with like. Didn't it turn into like a longbow whenever he needed it to, or some shit? Maybe I'm mixing him and Hawkeye
like-
up or something.
It would like he could fold it down and then pop.
Oh,
it
yeah,
up, but
he could do one of those
oh,
like numbers from
that
Blade.
was the other thing I bitched about. I can't believe you did it. Sent me all the way back to episode 1 when he runs out of arrows. He just drops his bow and starts running in. I'm like, how many times has he kicked the shit out of people just using that?
Yeah.
Yeah, use it as a club.
I was like, why would you drop it? It's the only thing you had, and you're well skilled with it. It
Or
makes no
look
sense.
around. Your arrows aren't that far from you.
That was where I was at too, and I was starting to appreciate they were starting to finally use trick arrows, and they just kind of. There was a couple of seasons where they were starting to do that. Like one of my favorite fake trick arrows that they ever did was, I think it was season 2, when he was fighting the boxing guy who was training Laurel.
Mm-hmm.
When he does a somersault, sticks the arrow into the boxing glove and hit him in the face with it, which I'm like, well, in real life, the boxing glove would have hit him and he still would have shoved an arrow through his head. But suspension, I will take it. It's fine. It was one of my favorites. I love stupid trick arrows like that. I just thought that was fun. Sorry, I went on my tangent. There you go. You're welcome. Michael, that was your fault.
I didn't do anything. Shit, where were we?
Jiggle.
Jiggle.
Jiggle just got Oliver to break his feral state
Yeah.
so quickly.
And then the Spectre arrives, which was cool.
Yeah.
So,
dude,
lay your comic knowledge on me, man. I need to know about this Spectre guy.
The Spectre is one that I have a vague understanding of. He's basically the wrath of the Christian God.
yeah. And it's a mantle that different characters have held too.
Yeah.
like
kinda
Dr.
like-
Dr. Fate or whatever, right?
Yeah, he kind of possesses people. And the current incarnation we saw was an ex-cop who was killed and brought back
Yeah.
to seek vengeance.
Okay.
He's the Spirit of Vengeance is his nickname.
It's like the Crow.
Ooh, that's fun. Yeah, and then he puts like a green-eyed whammy on Oliver. So for some reason, Oliver decides, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna stay behind.
You know what that means, though, right? They have a soulless, murderous body of Oliver just wandering around the Wave Rider.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, how do you not open like episode 4 with it like being like, well, no,
The Wave
wait.
Rider's gone now. Everything is
Yeah.
gone.
I mean, but for a while he was still there.
They had him
Well,
unconscious.
they tranked him.
Yeah, they kept tranking him. The Wave Ride, they probably hooked him up to something where the fucking Snart's computer system was just uploading him with trank. I don't know.
Sure.
They were just injecting him with white shit.
Racist. Isn't that how you get pregnant?
Yes.
I don't know. That felt lazily written. But as long as it pays off, I'll be fine with it.
Here's what's
Again,
gonna happen.
Hmm.
Arrow's gonna end, and the Spectre is gonna start, and Stephen Amell's gonna be the Spectre in the show.
No.
Because he can't get away from the
No.
CW. They own his
Yeah.
ass.
I just don't like sidelining the guy that.
Started the
This is
franchise.
Well, and it's supposed to essentially be his last ride. I
Yeah.
don't like sidelining him for almost a majority of the crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I gotta-
and then when they do it, it's a little bit a little lazy. Like I said, just being able to go, "Hey, bro, stop doing it," and he's like, "Okay." And then literally 5 seconds later, it's like, "You're not going anywhere." He's like, "Okay." I was like, "All right, fine."
I got a buddy who's really, really big into the Spectre, and he's this whole build up to this. He's like, I really hope they have the Spectre, and I'm like, I don't know why they would. They don't have any context to who this guy is, and boom, there he is. So if you,
Right?
months later, once the entire thing's out, I'm sorry, I doubted you.
He's probably just going, "See, I fucking told you. Fucking told you."
Well, hold on a sec. It's almost time, I think, for Kenny to get going, right, bud? Yeah. Do you have any last words you want to say about episode 3 before you have to go? Because we'll probably continue going, but I know you gotta get to work and shit.
Well, maybe.
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 What's your biggest complaint of episode 3? How about that?
Well, the thing is, like, the whole, you're talking about the Stephen Amell just wandering around, mindless.
Mhm.
He's gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like they got rid of pretty much everybody, and then last second you're like, okay, what happened to Superman? And then they're like, oh, it's Lex Luthor. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He just scribbles in a damn book.
Yeah,
Lex
he made that
Luthor.
really. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, you could just do that.
Yeah, well, they proved it in Elseworlds that you could just do that.
You can just write whatever the hell you
Yeah.
want.
But
But like he literally writes his name like a
over the
5-year-old.
Paragon.
yeah, that was the part I was like, wait, what? I thought he had.
It's
to,
just like
do something.
I'm here now. It's like, so what the hell are you supposed to do that Superman couldn't do? But you already have Supergirl, so what's the use?
Well, and it's funny.
What do you
and
need
it's-
two super people?
And it's funny you said that
Because we
then
needed
it's
someone
like-
that's not in the fucking shows.
But I was just about to say, I mean, kind of lackluster. Think about all the people that we have left right now. Batwoman, big who cares. Supergirl,
Right.
not one of the stronger players. I mean, power level, yes. Character-wise, not really.
Yeah.
Lex Luthor, what? Okay. Ryan Choi, who?
He becomes
Some
Adam
random
later
dude.
down, dude.
Well, yeah, but he's just
I'm
random guy we
guaranteeing he's
found,
gonna end up becoming Adam on DC Legends after all this shit.
which I'm fine with. I like that actor. Who else you got? You got
The Flash is still there.
You got
Flash.
Barry Allen Flash at least.
And then Martian Manhunter,
Okay.
because he's
So-
on there. So there's
so
only
really-
6 Paragons, right?
Sarah's there.
Seven.
Did Sarah get there too?
Sarah's there as well.
So I'm kind of sitting there like there's like 3, maybe 4 out of the 7 that we even give a shit about. And that's being
Right.
real
Well,
genuine.
you need all of them to win, though.
But
Well,
I'm
the
just
thing
saying
is, like, you got rid of Arrow and you haven't even gotten to a show yet.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I
That's kind of
agree.
just, it's like, you can't, like, he's not even going to be in his own
And I
show
heard episode
or
4
Crisis.
like deals with fucking the Monitor, and like his
who they
like
killed too.
not childhood,
Yeah.
but his like youth or whatever. I'm like, why are we going back to know what the monitor is about? I don't really care. I just want let me see the characters that we know.
Yeah.
But
They're gonna
okay.
do nothing in episode 4 and then finish it in 5.
It's
Yeah.
what I feel. I feel like it's just gonna be so haphazardly put together that it's just. I don't know. It felt like they were really trying, and then all of a sudden, like, the surface level stuff got in the way, and they kind of forgot to put it all together. It's like we shot all the scenes, but we don't really know if they make sense, and we'll just put them in the best order we can. And granted, it'll feel better when it's over, hopefully. But right now, I'm a little bit on the meh side of things.
Well, that's like last night when I was talking to Myke, I was talking about it's pretty much, he said like these first 3 is Infinity War, the second 2 is Endgame. So I was like, so the second 2 are just gonna suck.
Dude, I love you. But also, like, at least with Endgame, what's the spoiler for Endgame, but you have the death of Tony Stark to weigh it down.
Well, you're
Yeah.
gonna have
Even if
I don't even think Oliver's gonna die.
But
Because
you
he
already killed
dead.
him.
He's
So
already
even
dead.
if you
so
do
it's-
kill him,
That's
you
what
like
I was
already
thinking,
baited
too.
us. You already baited us.
It's
So
like he's
you-
dead already, and we killed
Unless
the
they
cool
actually
Barry
take out-
Allen. So
Unless they kill the other Barry Allen.
no, they won't.
That was what I thought they were gonna do. Like, they gave us like the safety net by getting rid of the '90s one, and then it's like, oh, Barry's safe. So then at the end, they actually kill Barry, and Amel gets to ride off into the sunset with his wife and kids.
I'm sure they're gonna show that anyways, because at the end of last season, remember Monitor
Arrow?
goes, of Arrow. Monitor grabs Felicity and says, "Take me
Yeah.
to him now." So
Yeah,
they
from the
dip
future
off.
that doesn't exist now.
Yeah.
Right.
It'll be interesting. I mean, at this point, they really do have to end solid, because it feels like we did a whole bunch of stuff that didn't quite matter. But obviously, that's all in retro. Like, it just doesn't.
I just gotta figure out how they bring it all back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We'll see. So that's what you didn't like, I guess. What did you like most about this episode, dude? I'm trying to get it so you can get going.
yeah.
You're acting like I want to go to work.
You do.
Right.
You're
Right.
you're the boss. You gotta go.
Well,
Doesn't mean he wants to.
I've got more bosses than I have employees. Are you kidding me?
Isn't that how it always feels, though?
Hell, yeah, dude. It's,
What's that moment that you like the most, bro? Literally, bro.
Bro.
probably
Come on,
when they
Jiggle.
did the whole.
The what?
They ended the old. Oh no, that was episode 2, wasn't it? They ended the old Flash and had the flashback.
Yeah, that was episode 2.
That was probably my favorite part of the whole 3,
That
Of all
was
three.
really
where they
No,
did
that
the flashback to the '90s series.
Yeah. Oh no, that
No,
was this.
three.
That was 3. That was
He
3.
was
Yeah.
on the
That was
treadmill.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it actually shows like him remembering his
Yeah.
Yeah.
his
They
life.
That
drew
episode
the
was good,
clips
too.
from the original and stuff, which was really cool. And
Yeah.
it closed
Yeah,
his story because his show didn't actually get an ending back in the
Yeah.
day. Like, they got canceled, and that's it. They didn't get to close it out or nothing. So I actually
Yeah,
heard him.
I thought that was episode 3.
Yeah. I
It's a-
actually heard
yeah.
him talking about it, and he was like very happy that he was able to come back,
And go out
reprise
like a
the role,
hero.
and go out,
Reprise
finish.
the role for like forever.
Yeah, finish his
Yeah.
whole story and arc and everything. We saw him become Flash back then. We saw him die Flash now.
Not necessarily a pet peeve.
But it
and this
didn't
is
matter because they all decided to die
But
anyways.
this is under the assumption that Flash is gone. Like, we're done. Like, that's who we lost. Permanent.
Right.
Strange that he never got to have a moment when he was talking to Barry, especially because they bring up the fact that he looks like his dad,
Mm-hmm.
that they never took the mask off of him. I found that strange.
Off of that Flash?
Off of 90s Flash.
They did
Because-
in the other crossover.
Well, I'm saying on this one, dude.
Oh.
Like, why wouldn't he take his mask off, have the, hey, this is my job, go save the world, son, or
They
whatever
probably
he says.
just don't want to confuse
The-
the audiences too much because
Yeah.
remember the same actor is the Flash from Earth 3
As
with
Garrett.
the leg.
Jay Garrick. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I was just curious about was it just he brings up the fact that he looks like him, And again, this is where I was talking about the problem of you're writing for people who are randomly tuning into this. You should be writing for the people who know what the hell is going on. Because then it forces them to go back and learn this stuff, and then they can come back and appreciate it. Yeah. Because it would have just been nice to have Barry look at his dad's face one more time, and then boom, he puts the thing back on, then goes on to the treadmill. I just thought it was. I don't have a serious problem with it. I just thought it was a missed opportunity.
but
because I also like that actor. So.
I can agree.
Yeah. He can see his dad's face though anytime. He just goes to any other universe. You know.
Go ruin the timeline one more time.
Right? Go back in time, talk to your dad. It's okay. You know, go back to the time when your dad was in prison still, and just talk to him like you're you from that time frame. Yeah. Whatever. It's not like it.
That's the rule, right?
Before.
Like Barry can't go back in time because the Anti-Monitor just wipes out existence. Right. That's how that whole thing works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just gonna try and plug a plot hole here.
The antimatter or whatever, the black matter shit stops him from traveling through time.
Okay.
That's
I was gonna say,
is.
Tivis, give me your nerdum. Like, just plug that hole for us, please.
I only read 8 of the 12 issues. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, that's just what they've given us in the show is based on that. Like, he can't go through, which doesn't make sense because the Anti-Monitor was locked up until as of late. But whatever.
That's why I'm saying it's wiping out existence, which means all time and space. So I'm fine with it, except for the place that lives outside of time and space. So there you go.
All right, Kenny, you want to get taken out, dude?
Yeah, I'm gonna get going.
All right, man. Well, thanks for joining in, bro. Anytime you want to come back on, just let me know. If you got something.
Yeah.
I know you wanted to come on for Ford versus Ferrari, but we did that like spur of the moment.
Yeah, well, I kind of still haven't watched it.
Oh.
well finish it up. I'll chat you up on that. I love that movie. I love it a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like that's all I do.
Ooh.
I just work on cars all day.
Yeah.
Supplemental podcast, Michael. That's what we're doing down the road.
All right, man.
We'll just talk that.
All right.
All right, Kenny. Thanks for showing up, man.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Later.
All right.
Oh my God! They kicked Kenny.
We kicked him off. All right. So now we can get back to our regularly scheduled programming. I knew he had to get to work, guys, so I just wanted to get him out of here.
Fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, since we're all over the place now.
Well, and obviously we're operating under the idea that whoever's listening, one, gives a shit about this, and two, saw a ball.
John.
What?
We are in a place of no time.
Yeah, you and I are in the
space.
nether realms. Or where are we? Where are we?
Nothing matters here.
Nothing. Isn't that what the internet is? God, what else? Okay, so
we're at episode 3, of course.
The Vanishing Point.
The Vanishing Point.
That's what it's called. Thank you.
But before we get to the Vanishing Point,
we're
dealing with, of course, the Flash stuff that we were just talking about. Yep. The whole Flash arc. It was hard for me because I watched that show growing up, and I have it, and I still watch it to this day. I mean, Flash was always my favorite, like, hero, probably because I actually had more Flash content to watch, because it was Batman and Flash, and some Superman if you wanted to really put yourself through that.
Flash. Like, obviously, I love the DC 90s Batman. Like, who doesn't? Like, it's hard to find somebody who finds that to not be very good. Flash was my favorite character on the Justice League cartoons, Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. Mm-hmm. I always liked his demeanor. I like that the whole... one of my favorite episodes is when he meets Trickster in a bar.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you're off your meds. You're wearing the suit again. And I go, he has a completely different dynamic to his villains and the way that he perceives himself as a hero versus everyone else. And I like that. He's always hopeful and fun. And I think Grant Gustin really toes that line in a really brilliant way. Like, he can go from like super goofy, silly, fun to like, that guy can cry on command. And
best
example.
Who voices the Flash?
Oh, go on.
You know who voices the Flash in that, don't you?
No, who?
It's Lex Luthor from Smallville.
Yes, I actually did know that. I did know that, actually.
DC likes to keep a family together.
Dude, he's so funny. Like, he just... And I guess that also proves to his point is Lex too. Like the guy's always had timing. Like
Yeah.
either with like it's like when he would have villainous dialogue or even just like he would always like he plays arrogant and funny just because he has comedic timing. So it just works really really well without unless you're like Kate Kane and it's like she's supposed to come off kind of abrasive, but at the same time it's like, well, we don't know your personality, so we don't know if you're being funny or if you're just an asshole. You know what I mean?
Well, can't you be a funny asshole?
I mean, baby.
The internet's full of them, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought that was a really nice end for his story as well. Especially since when that show started,
Yeah.
Barry Allen wasn't the Flash in the comics. He was long dead.
Oh, okay.
Wally West took over the mantle.
Man, I was just like, because Wally was, was Wally the red? Who's the redhead? Because I get confused. Because Young Justice has.
Yeah, I believe so.
So, because then they kind of like switched around who was who. Because Barry Allen was a blondie, right? Because I remember that from Flashpoint. Movie?
Yeah, he's kind of got brown hair.
The shows always play with who they decide Barry or Wally is going to be. And
brunette.
And I'm kind of sad that our Wally never gets to come back. I actually liked that guy. I like that actor.
I'm shocked they didn't give him a call for this.
I think he might have gone a little off the beaten path after the show, from what I've heard. So it's kind of a shame. I actually enjoyed his his arc there for a minute. And so we also third piece. Yeah, I like seeing Barry Allen go out the way he did as a hero, and got the cosmic treadmill in there. That's always fun. That's always fun. I remembered that mostly from the Lego games.
And the little cloth of his symbol floating down. That's that little less gruesome than the comics, where his body disintegrates and his costume falls.
Yeah, that was brutal. But it's like, it was just nice to see a hero go out like a hero. It's good stuff. It's always good stuff. Black Lightning coming in and dude, he's mixing pretty good. I really enjoyed.
That moment they had
Barry and Jeffrey just talking.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that. It felt dumb because they introduced him like 50 times to everybody. It's like, here's Jeffrey, here's what's his face, whatever his last name is,
Pierce.
Thank you. It's Jeffrey Pierce, Mr. Pierce, Black Lightning, and then Barry introduces himself as Barry, and it's important because it's nice to not call him the Flash anymore.
Yeah.
But then Jeffrey puts his head out and says his name again. I'm like, yeah, we know. We've been told like 3 times. It's fine.
And then his geek out moment when he saw the Superman.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Dude, I just can't get over it. I love Tyler and Brandon Ruth as Superman. They're both great. They both have a little something different to bring, and it's cool.
And he really enjoyed himself too. The guy who plays Black Lightning, he said he's more than willing to do another crossover.
Hell yes.
I bet so.
I would have fun with it. God, who else? And then they brought in Ralph Dibny.
Yeah.
Which anytime he's around, I'm happy. Even if they don't give him shit to do, I want a Ralph Dibny, Joe West spinoff show. That's what I want.
Oh yeah.
I want it right now. Give it to me now. I mean, what else? I mean, we're getting towards the end here.
I mean, I am so happy they didn't sideline Ralph, though. I'm just happy.
Yeah.
Just
glad
love
he's
it.
around.
I just love it. I've been wanting him in the crossover since they introduced him, because he wasn't even at Barry's fucking wedding.
I couldn't believe
That
that.
was like
That blew my
weird.
mind.
I was like, what? That's so stupid.
I like the addition of Ryan Choi. I'm really glad they picked that actor. I like him a lot. He was in Supernatural. Played Kevin, I think was his name, and I really enjoyed him in that show. So anytime I see him acting or doing anything, he's really good. I enjoyed that. So
Yeah.
Hope he does get his little Adam run, and he would be good on Legends. So hopefully maybe that will be a thing.
While I am interested, I also don't want Ray to leave.
Yeah, but I think it sounds like he's already out the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing this for how many years? It's
Him and his
understandable.
wife are both leaving.
Who's his wife?
The the chick that plays his girlfriend in the show.
Nora. Who
Nora,
plays
yeah.
Nora. That's his wife?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They're both out the door though.
Who cares about her?
Which explains like it's kind of cool that they're married, but the entire time they're on the show they've been playing this like love interest too.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. But yeah.
Let's see.
Oh.
I'm just trying to think because man, they just popped reveals over and over and over again in the last like 5 minutes. Like my brain was spinning.
And the Harbinger
Yeah.
being corrupted. Oh, what did you think about the revealed anti-monitor look?
I thought he looked cool. I thought it was neat.
Oh yeah. Dude, the
I
costumes are
kinda
on
miss-
point though.
Oh, Paragon's costume?
All of them, man. All of those are on point.
What's his name? Pariah?
Pariah. What I call him, Paragon?
Yeah. Oh, I was totally with you. I was like, oh, he's got to have it, right? I'm like, I'm the dumb one. And it's like, no, the green costume looks pretty cool.
I kind of miss the robot head for anti-monitor.
Yeah.
I'd think it would look stupid on TV, but
I mean, it's always difficult because it's like, yeah. I mean, because Dr. Fate and like, what's his face? The guy who, the Golden Light guy from Earth X. The hell's his name?
oh, the Ray.
Yeah. That could have looked really dumb too, but I mean, they made the helmet look all right.
Yeah.
Which we did see his Earth disappearing in part 1, but I guess he's going to be part of the two-part tie-in comic that'll be releasing.
Wait, I hate that they do that. I don't want to read. I just want to see
I
it.
don't want to read.
It's supposed to be a supplement to help fill in some of the gaps, but it's not necessary.
Right. All right. Well,
I guess.
basically, what else all happened in this episode? Like,
Harbinger, she killed the monitor.
Yeah.
she killed the mother. Yeah.
See, my problem with that is that I'm trying to figure out, since he's like a cosmic being, like, what does death mean for him? I'm like, is death just straight up death? Because he does talk about how his family died. So,
Well, they handled it weird in the comics because I believe originally there was. Well, I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure there was only one monitor, and then after they rebooted the universes, there was one for every universe.
Oh, kind of like the fucking Watchers or whatever the hell those were. From
Yeah.
Marvel. The big head guys.
One thing we did gloss over though was the continuing friendship of Batwoman and Supergirl with the kryptonite in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of wish they would have done a little bit more with the book, like seeing corrupt. I don't think Melissa Benoist is particularly a good actress, and I don't find Ruby Rose to be all that great right now either. So it would have been neat to see Supergirl have a moment of trying to be more evil, because maybe she could pull that off better. Because I always have that thing with Katie Cassidy too, who plays Laurel. When she's Black Siren or she's evil, she's so much more compelling and fun to watch than when she's playing like whiny girlfriend person. So I wonder if Melissa could pull that off or not. It's just like, but at the same time, it's like, I just don't want them to do a Batman v Superman little arc between them because they haven't earned it yet. But
Yeah.
But maybe the crossover giving her the kryptonite, maybe that's what they're banking on like a year from now. Maybe that's what the crossover will be, kind of thing.
Maybe. They still haven't done Bizarro for her, so don't.
Yeah, so maybe.
They didn't do
but-
Bizarre for her? I thought they did.
Well, kind of, I guess. It was like a clone, maybe? I don't know. Well,
Well,
They
that
put her
was
in like that weird suit.
That was
thingy.
that was like her when she got split into two.
yeah.
Okay.
And there was a whole nother Kar-Zor-El in like Ukraine or some shit like that.
Russia.
Yeah. And then Lex that's when they brought Lex Luthor in, and he was controlling
Manipulating her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only other thing I have to add is I kind of expected this to end with the Monitor's death,
Mhm.
but that happens way before the Flash disappears.
Okay.
So I haven't even read the last 4 issues of the comic, so I have no idea where this could go from here, other than everything's getting fixed in some way. But
Yeah, now really it's at this point. It's like they're gonna undo it, but to what degree? That's
Yeah.
kind of where we're at. It's like who do we get back and what all comes back? And I'm like, because it's TV, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, we'll see.
I don't know if you guys have heard the John Diggle Green Lantern rumors.
You mean Jiggle?
Yeah.
Dude, those have been going out since the Coast City drop
Yeah.
from like what was it, season 2?
Well, they didn't help it by making his stepdad Stuart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But in this, the Monitor actually references the Tomb of Guardians.
oh, that's dope. I would watch a John Diggle Green Lantern. I like that actor. I like David.
I love
Ramsey.
Lantern. I just don't think they have the budget for it.
No way. That's why they're going to HBO for that nonsense, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, and it would be. I mean, they're getting away with it with Supergirl, but it's like, man, could you do Supergirl and Green Lantern at the same time? It'd be hard.
Yeah.
Because I think Flash is probably, if he gets one more season, it's gonna be the last season. Like, I refuse to believe he goes more than 2.
Yeah,
Because Grant Gustin
like,
seems like he's almost
this would be
done.
the worst time to do it. Like, the other Flash is basically handing you over the mantle, and you're just like, all right, let's can this one now.
Well, I don't know if it was really a passing of the mantle, because it was already like he had it.
No,
You know what I mean?
I'm not talking like Flash in general, but like between the actors.
Oh, okay. Well, I would have argued more like this was Mel's passing of the torch to Grant to take over, like the CW. But
Which is also cool when they did that show, like the only 2 remaining like male-led shows. They got that somber conversation between the Flash and Black Lightning and shit like that when they started talking about their dads and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool.
my biggest issue with every crossover, and luckily the other ones did it a little bit better, is, man, I just want Barry and Oliver in the same room. I want them in the room more often, because they have that Clark and Bruce dynamic that people want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have it, and it helps that they're both good actors, and those two have good chemistry talking about their hero stuff, and like the original crossover Flash and Arrow is, I mean, it's the best one, or at least I think so. I like the Alien one for the most part, but it gets a little bogged down from so much CGI and silliness.
That was the first big one, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Right
Aliens
after.
was
Yeah, it was right after Flashpoint happened. It was the
Yeah.
first one with Supergirl and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that one was fun. But I mean, the Flash Arrow one's so good because it's just good actors acting, and then you throw some superhero elements on it.
Yeah.
That's what I like. That's what I like.
Overall, I'm really happy with those 3. There's some stuff I wish they would have had some cameos for Gordon and crap. What the?
Are you talking the 3 episodes
Bullock.
or the previous 3?
No, the 3, the part 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I wish Bullock and Gordon from Gotham got some kind of cameo, just because I
Like
really
just
enjoy-
looking up at a red sky or something.
That could have been
Yeah.
fun.
I'm gonna butcher his name, but Donald Logue is this the guy who plays Bullock?
Okay.
I really enjoy that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
Grounded for Life is one of my favorite sitcoms.
It's a good show. That one doesn't get a lot of love. There's a Grounded for Life, and there was another Standing Still, I think, was another comedy show
Yeah.
that didn't really have any of those people. I was
Yeah.
just throwing one out that nobody'd ever watched that I really liked. Had the guy who plays Robert Baratheon in Game of Thrones. He was the lead. He was really funny.
Oh,
Yeah, that, like, you can't find a DVD of that shit anywhere, but it was a good show. But yeah, I would say I'd agree. I like the three crossover stuff have huge moments for me where I'm literally screaming at my screen because I hate the choices they made.
Yeah.
But then there's great moment. Like, I really enjoyed all the Superman stuff. Like, that just I wanted it to deliver, and it did for me. And even considering I don't really give a shit about their Lex Luthor, or like I don't know a lot about Supergirl, but somehow they just handled the Superman stuff really, really well.
and I don't know if the movie's not making any kind of reference at all is a sign of their complete and utter chaos. But
Right. Yeah. Well, Surprised I didn't hear a Wonder Woman reference. So,
Or even just
Yeah.
recycle an image of or a scene of their Flash or something.
yeah.
It's like one of the biggest things with this is they've initiated like all these worlds are together, but only this small group of people is what can save everything. And it's like
Yeah.
they're not necessarily the ones I would pick from the
Yeah.
entire DC universe as
But-
this is
Yeah.
what's gonna be it.
I would make the argument that it's because it's just the ones we know. We got work with what you got
Yeah.
rather than forcing stuff you don't need.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they said everything is connected except for Powerless. Powerless is an island.
Okay. All right.
For some odd reason, they don't want that connected to anything, even though I think it was hilarious.
Wait, which one? Sorry.
Powerless. You never seen that one?
No.
It was it's set in the DC world. It's an insurance company, and they're basically it's an office type thing.
Okay.
One of my favorite scenes is this guy who was told to build a model of Wonder Woman's invisible jet, and he does it, and I think a villain attacks the city, and it it gets destroyed, and he has to do it all over again. But all the pieces are invisible.
See, that's why that fucked me up. Okay, so Powerless, I remember this, but I thought it had a different name when it debuted. It was the one with Alan Tudyk and what was it, like Vanessa Hudgens?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like looking at it right now. I absolutely remember this. It was almost like the idea of like DC beat Marvel to damage control.
Yeah. Oh, they weren't insurance. They were a tech agency.
Yeah.
That's what it
Okay,
was.
I remember seeing like a trailer or something for that before. It was only on for like a season, right?
I don't even
Yeah,
think it
and
finished
that-
it.
They cut that 3 episodes early. They released those online. I highly recommend going to watch it though.
'Cause
It
it
is
looked
so
fun.
underrated.
I'll watch anything with Alan Tudyk in it, to be completely honest. It's just he tends to pick some kind of shit, but at the same time, it's just like I don't care. I'll give it a try. Why not? Yeah, I don't know. I think it started to get a little bogged down, but at the same time, I think they're doing okay. And like I said, I mean, them having 2 more episodes now, they still have time to end strong.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm just kind of at. I enjoy bits and pieces. It's more of a meh to me. Like I'd see myself like thinking like you could take these 3 episodes and cut it to like an episode and a half, and it'd be like way tighter, like just a little bit more coherent.
Yeah.
But
I'm a bit worried about part 4 after hearing what you said though.
what?
Sounds like it might be the origin of the Anti-Monitor story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were talking about it on the Crisis Aftermath or whatever they did. I
We
watched
don't
those
need
last
that.
night, and they were talking. One of the guys was like, "Yeah, so the next episode's we're gonna do like a backstory of the Monitor, which is probably gonna involve the Anti-Monitor and shit like that."
Do we need that though?
That's what I'm
I
saying.
would
I'm
say-
like, we don't really, but maybe.
Can't they just be omnipotent beings that have just been there?
Yeah. Otherwise, I would have argued, why didn't you do that earlier?
Yeah.
You could have set that up beforehand. Like the Monitor could have been introduced, and then he talks about the Anti-Monitor, why he can't be
Or,
released or something.
You know, if you wanted to do that, make that like do a web kind of like they did with Vixen and the Ray. Do a web series with it. Just something extra people can go watch. Don't
if
take
they
up
want to see it.
the
yeah.
screen time.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. The best I can hope for is that it's just like 10, 15 minutes maybe of the episode.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we just come up with a little bit of narration, even though it's kind of lazy writing, but I mean, it's the CW, so.
And then
we
they
do
find a
na-
way
we
to
do
throw
narration.
Rip
You know what?
Hunter in there.
Or something like that. You know how like how they gave us the beginning of the universe, how they decided to tell us
Yeah.
to start off. You could give us something like that. We see see Monitor's homeworld disappear. We get like 5 minutes of flashbacks for the Anti-Monitor, and boom.
Yeah.
Done. I'm fine with that. I don't need a full fucking episode of it.
They're gonna do kind of, it's Arrow, so those are the flashback things because it's Arrow.
Maybe.
It's the Arrow
Yeah,
episode,
right.
so you'll have your story going on, but then
Oh,
you'll
shit.
flash back to that shit.
They better bring back fucking Oliver and Arrow. I'm gonna lose my shit.
They have
I
to.
don't give a shit about Mia. I don't care. I don't care about
She's
Mia.
all gone. They're all gone, dude.
Well, no, I'm just afraid.
Everyone's
like, we're
gone.
gonna-
No, they're
we're gonna
all
get a-
gone. The only
we're gonna get a
way
build up or something.
the only way Arrow can come back is because he's the Spectre now. and that's it. That's it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
That's
that'd be an
interesting.
interesting ending.
that's how he's gonna end, and I feel that's how the entire thing's gonna end. Because Oliver died, then he becomes a Spectre, but he's not able to be on this plane for super long amounts of time.
And then if he ever wanted to come back and reprise his role for fun, he could just do that.
Right, or multiverse, because we already saw old Arrow and shit like that. So
Yeah.
anytime they
Well,
want, Amel
shit.
wants to play again, they're like, hey,
Yeah, that's what I'm
unless it's
saying.
like, no, we're going to kill off Oliver Queen throughout every universe.
Boom. I don't know. I'm still optimistic, and like I said, things have been kind of lazy for a few years anyway. So my bar wasn't set super high. I was pretty much just looking for the fun references, and really, I just want to see how they end Oliver's story. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like knowing that he's on his way out, that's my biggest thing. But now, since they put Brandon Ruth back in the suit, I just want to see him.
Right.
But they got rid
Maybe
of
they'll
him.
give him another movie.
Dude,
I mean,
give me
You
the
hear rumors of that Henry Cavill's in, out, in, out.
right. I'm like, well, I bet you if Witcher does really well on Netflix, Henry Cavill is just gonna be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do Witcher.
Yeah.
Just
But
give
Brandon
me a
Ruth-
Superman returns.
Yeah.
Just give me like a little
Superman its son.
like a 4 or 5 episode little miniseries on HBO Max with Brandon Ruth. If it goes well, then give me a TV show. I don't want a movie from him. I want a TV show. Because as soon as the movie ends with him, I'm going to be like, he's perfect. Keep going. Or the movie's just going to get rushed and it's going to be shitty because they're going to try and put too much into a little package.
Yeah.
Which is what they did with Batman v Superman. Like, that could have worked, but you needed more time.
Yeah.
So much.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just too much. But I don't know. I'm not like super happy with it, but I don't hate it. So I'm still ready to tune into the final parts. So that's where I'm at with it. Yeah. Nothing exciting. Wish I could be more excited. Sorry everybody. I wish I could be like woohoo. But-
Yeah.
All
I
right.
got that coming.
So that's your final words?
That's me. That's where I'm at.
That's your final words. All right. Tivis, you want to go next, or you want me to go, and then you can finish us off, man?
I kind of went first.
Okay, go ahead.
No. My
Oh.
final. I was talking about all three together, so I kind of don't have anything left to say.
Oh,
so.
okay. Shit. Well, I don't have anything to say either.
Well, good job, Michael. Glad that worked. Well, I hope we all stick together. Tivis, it was great having you on, man. I hope
Yeah, this was fun.
yeah, I hope let's work it out. I'd love for you to be back on again because again, I like your comic book knowledge because really all I have is cartoons, movies, and then I've read some comic books, but really for the most part, I get all my stuff from those comic historian people or emergency awesome people on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Dun, dun, dun,
Well,
dun.
my knowledge is kind of limited to more recent Lantern, Batman, and big events like this.
Hey, that works for me. It's more than what I got. So, yeah, that was really good. I hope we definitely get you on for the aftermath, quote unquote, and then hopefully we all enjoy it and it was perfect and we're all just celebrating the end of a good crossover.
I know I will, regardless.
Hey, we need optimism in the world, man.
If it doesn't turn out good, just remember,
It's not going to be as bad as Rise of Skywalker.
No, you can just tell them, you have failed this crossover.
Oh, you're a bad man.
I'm a bad man.
Hey, and guess what? Well, what?
Go on.
Nope. You.
Go. You said guess what? What?
No, I was going to do my.
Oh,
I was gonna
okay.
do my close-up.
Well, again, thanks, Tivis, for fuck.
Nailed it.
Thanks.
You're a professional.
Thanks again, man, for showing up today. I know it must be hell dealing with me and John sometimes.
Oh, no.
We were actually
I was-
pretty good today.
I was gonna say, go to hell. I was a lot nicer than when I was in Endgame.
So I'm gonna end this cast off with my quote for the day
Oh no.
from Oliver Queen. I need to believe that no matter what happens in our lives, no matter how much darkness infects us, I need to believe that we can come back from that.
I like it. And now there's 2 of you today, so I get to actually say, later, nerds.
You just finished another great episode of Operation Babble. You can catch every episode of Operation Babble on all your audio streaming services, including SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, and more. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Operation Babble. And join the conversation today by searching for the Operation Babble group on Facebook. Links also in the description. Don't forget to find Myke on all social platforms, including YouTube, by searching Myke Shrews, MYKESHREWS. You can find John on Instagram and YouTube via Bald Man Bad. Thanks and have a great day.